green golem things.
Oh.
I bet they did. But we could be wrong, you know.
Hello.
Maybe they're not. Hey,
Hello.
Brett.
Hey, Brent.
Do I sound
To be.
okay?
Yes.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
You sound okay to me.
Awesome.
Also, no one asked, but glad to be back. I've been missing this.
It's good to have you there.
Welcome back.
Yeah.
Just in time, because
It was a crazy. Last month was exceptionally crazy for me. So.
It's that time of year, man. I hope the fam was well.
We were doing all right. Again, I think what I mentioned last time, we're doing better from that. Everyone came together and had a good Thanksgiving. And
Good.
I had to drive 6 hours there and back, but it's always worth it to see them. Well,
Excellent.
yeah, no, it is worth it. Even with Atlanta traffic.
And now you don't have to do it again for another year. Maybe.
No, I have to do it later this month for Christmas too.
Oh, right.
Christmas coming up, bud.
Yeah,
I know,
so I can do
man.
it one more time this year.
All right.
My son's birthday's tomorrow, and then there's Christmas coming up. So it's like back to back.
He's not double
money out the
digits yet,
door.
is he?
No, one more year. It'll be 9.
Oh my gosh.
I know it's been a long time, and this will be the first time we've been able to have a birthday party on his actual birthday. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, you know, usually you have to. It's like, you know, birthday's like in the middle of the week or something, and you have to do it on a weekend. Blah blah. So just everything happened to line up. To answer your question in this private channel, Alice, yes, but of course, you know, within the context of the time frame that you're in. Like, obviously, in game, you're as a player, you know a lot more, and I don't mind you kind of trying to use that information through your, you know, in this omen section.
Okay.
As long as we try to keep it within the frame of, like, you know, we're still kind of in the past here. Like,
yeah, no, totally.
Okay, cool.
I gotcha. Yeah. That's why I was just wanting, like, parameter. I think I can filter the questions to, like, how she would ask it with the information she has back then. So.
Yeah, good. All right. We are, I don't remember. I don't know if Kalina or Kaylee said she has something to do this weekend. I can send her a message. I don't know. Do you guys remember anything? Yo! There we go. That's usually what I start with. Yo! Okay, but while she's filing in, I mean, we can kind of get started here. I'm excited to see what's going to happen at the Scar encounter, as they call it.
I'm terrified.
Oh, it's gonna be so much fun.
Ooh, buddy.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a lot of blood. A lot of blood.
Yeah.
So, I'm pretty sure you guys will be a-okay. I've tried to predict players' downfalls in the past, and I'm learning not to do that. So I'm gonna assume that you guys are gonna march through this like it's nothing.
Because you want somebody to fall.
I didn't say anything. No, I didn't say that. I want all of you to have fun. That's what I'll put it.
I mean, that's always the hope, right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But to set things up, we're gonna take, like, partway through this, we're gonna take like a 10-minute break, because I have to, like, put a few things together in order for this to kind of flow the right way. But before we get to all that, let's go ahead and do a recap. I mean, who wants to give us a nice, succinct recap of the most important things that happened last time, for some inspiration? Because you guys are gonna need it, I tell you that.
I'll always do it if nobody else is gonna step up.
I would normally step in, but I'm a little bit of a disadvantage this time, so.
That's fair, man. Alright. Last time on Dungeons of Drakkenheim, we had a little bit of a flashback, a second flashback of the 3 that we have, where we returned back to Old House and Alice in her younger years, where Gutrin talked about the residents of the house, some as old as 300 years. Tinny, Gutrin's mentor, or
Not just another resident.
it's just another resident, being the oldest
The
among them.
oldest, yes.
And Alice learned a couple interesting points of history in the world of Drakkenheim. Old House itself was built during the Second Inquisition for the quote-unquote Enlightenment program. Centuries later, Old House came into the possession of Illyrian nobles. And Old House, for people that maybe weren't here, is geographically positioned in the pass between the southern countries of Illyria and Caspia and the northern country of Westmar, called the Crystal Arch, which was talked about in the session before this. Anyways, continuing along, some old records indicate that this program was related to the Amethyst Academy, something to do with mutagenicists, but I'd say it centered primarily around something known as the Old Blood, and a rebellion in the Old House itself by those who found residence in its program, caused it to be purged from the church, so it was no longer under the Sacred Flame's dominion. And when talking about Tinny and about the people in Old House, Gutrin says that she herself was called here by Tinny a long time ago, and only those given a path by Tinny are allowed to stay at the house.
Slight correction. She was called
sure.
here by the first one, but Tinny gave her her path.
That's right. First one. Okay. The Old Blood, according to Gutrin, has something to do with the Arcane Empire, and it was a mark of longevity, strength, and often held power, secrets in its lineage. Denizens beyond the Wheel granted the Lords of the Arcane Empire this ability, or the Sorcerer Kings, as they are known in modern time. Alice's parents were born in Drakkenheim, likely descendants of King Aldrich von Draken, according to Gutrin. Alice's grandmother's last name is Castell. Aldrich von Draken was defeated by Caspian houses during his attempted conquest of Caspia, and from that the von Draken line was broken. And since then, the von Kessels picked up the rulership of Westamar, decades after his passing. A few other notes on Grey Sky, a member of the Amethyst Academy, and Magdalena, who are both not known to Gutrin, but surmises that they're interested in the Drakkenheim throne, though Gutrin's people are more interested in the old ways and what once was before the Sacred Flame, that old empire. Moving back to modern times, the party made our way north to the small delirium crater, guys, with all the sweet delirium crystals about. Yeah, super
Yummy.
cool. Yeah.
Super easy pickings.
Oh, so it's totally easy. And the tonality of the city has this, I guess for the first time the party notices, this deep, ambient, and forlorn tone. Almost as if the silence of the streets has this dire, desperate feel to it as the party makes their way north, the quiet, blown-out ruins of Drakkenheim. The pool now appears to be a mound instead, though the same octarine glow can be seen alighting from the top. A voice calls out from the mound, addressing someone else within, telling them to hurry up. The party splits up, some hiding and sending Ellie forward to investigate, others splitting to the southern side in order to get a good vantage point and a possible vector of engagement. And there, before Ellie, a bald man garbed in amethyst robes appeared to be staring over a hole in the center of the mound, awaiting something to be hauled up from the hole as he desperately called down to his cohort Lester, his his hireling or something. With the unsuspecting Oswald Kent, a member of the Amethyst Academy, the party begins a battle. And while Oswald seems friendly enough, the sleeping delirium golems, I almost said goblin, in the mound itself awaken and attack everyone. From the destruction of these golems, an explosion and a blinding flash causing a cascade of wild magic that turns people invisible and perhaps even contaminates folks with delirium in the air from the explosion. A second explosion claims the other delirium golem, and a similar wild magical effect of haste affects Oswald Kent. After the battle, Oswald introduces himself to the party and explains that he'd been sent here to investigate places such as this mound where the delirium crystal that the party was hoping to mine could be found, as well as the formation of these delirium golems. And inside, at the bottom of this hole in the mound, lay his shield guardian, trapped, unable to climb out of the hole. Apparently, the figure that he had named Lester. Oswald explained that the delirium golems would eventually reform and that we must hurry if we are to ensure, and Oswald hoped we would help him, retrieve his shield guardian, who was, it's a magical golem, so it's worth tens of thousands of gold probably to the Amethyst Academy, if we were to bring it out of the mound itself. Using a combination of ropes, hoisting, and a block and tackle, oddly provided by our one and only Alice, we hoisted that shield guardian up, and in gratitude, Oswald offered to have Lester safely mine, or collect, really, 2 of the delirium crystals that were growing out of the delirium mound, I suppose. And you'll note, delirium crystals are actually crystals, the 1000 GP version, so that's a pretty chunk of change that we got. We took a short rest with Oswald, and talked more about delirium formations and the politics of the Amethyst Academy. We learned of such characters as Eldrick Runeweaver, Grandmaster, and local, boss or contact and potential directorate appointment of the Amethyst Academy.
Yes.
He's apparently River's
superior.
Superior.
Yeah.
And mentor, assuming. Unlike River, though, Oswald prefers one Ryan Greymere, a figure that we had learned about previously as a renegade Grandmaster and no longer member of the Amethyst Academy, hidden somewhere within Drakkenheim, a rival to Elric and a former friend of Oswald's, on top of being his former mentor. We also learn a little bit of the history of Drakkenheim, specifically about one Adriana Modera, the former director of Drakkenheim, during the fall of the meteor and the subsequent destruction of Drakkenheim, as well as the previous director of Drakkenheim, one Lyneth Eveningtide. I think Eveningtide, in fact, it might have been, for a little bit of a flashback, the name of the manor in Amberwood Village.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. I remember.
Good job.
Thanks. That was in case people want to put pieces together. We then discussed the state of Drakkenheim, whether it can be saved, whether what to do about the delirium, and we part on reasonably good terms with a promise not to attack Oswald in the future and to make sure that if we find Ryan Greymere, we'll let her know that Oswald says hello. And that's where we ended last session.
Perfect. Slam dunk recap. Thank you very much, Lou, aka Shane. Inspiration goes to you. And from there, let's hop into it, because we got a lot to do. So let's go to our good old realm map here. Bonk. And let's zoom into our location in the past, far deep past. Not really, a few years, like a year or so, something like that, with Alice. All right. Let's move that over there. All right. Back to Old House. And this is the last part here of our little flashback. Let's get started. So, months have passed. By this point, Old House has become a second home to you, Alice. There was always work to be done. And it was probably the most work you've done your whole life. You and Gutrun, Gutrun spent many days on the road, visiting various communities. You even traveled as far as Lauchten and Liberio together. Let's go here. Yes. During these excursions, Gutrun explained that her teacher, whoever that was, taught her a particular set of skills. Skills she gifted you, Alice, over the course of your stay. One of these skills was called, quote-unquote, lost in the center. You will discover it's this idea of blending into spaces, public spaces, while retaining maximum anonymity. Another was called, quote, listening to the face, which is essentially reading people for their true intentions. And then there was, quote unquote, the broken link, which involved identifying weak points in everyday patterns of society and exploiting them. During these moments, Gutrun had a lot to say about contemporary society of the realm. Sometimes you both would acquire some fine clothes and sneak into an upscale celebration or event and just kind of sit in the cut. In these moments, she would ramble about how these gilded events were just cheap imitations of culture from the quote-unquote old world. When you weren't traveling, Guthrum dedicated time to teaching you self-defense with a variety of common weapons, and also how to evoke and control these quote-unquote old blood latent powers of yours. Since you are one of the heroes of the story, it's kind of safe to say your ability to catch on to her teachings was fast. Guthrum was impressed. Over time, you can see her disposition towards you turning from dubious to approving, and then aspirational. Sometimes she would confess that she hoped your path led to power. Power that could end the banishment of your kind, and maybe even all Mageborn. One thing she said that may have stuck with you is, the ancient empire wasn't perfect, Alice. And retribution for some things was probably deserved. But there's no telling what those things were. The church buried that history. Our kind was punished, and we spent centuries reflecting on our mistakes. When our time comes again, we'll make better choices, for sure. One thing I do know is the church, the academy, these nations don't intend on such self-reflection for their crimes. Not without force, at least. these over here. There we go. The more you got to know Guthrun, Alice, the more you realize that this was definitely a mercenary driven by a cause, a crusader of sorts. Conviction never faltered in her eyes. She spoke with urgency, almost desperation. She often spoke in we's, never I. Maybe she was molded this way from centuries of looking at the world from the outside in. Maybe this alienation and resentment is what waited you decades down the road if you never left House Jones. It's hard to tell what flipped the ideological switch in Guthrun at this point, but she often did quote the first one as saying, if you want to pick it up, it has to fall first. A few weeks before you left for Drakkenheim, a red-headed dwarf named Loey showed up to Old House by caravan. Kind of stuck to himself. It looked like he had a lot on his mind. And of course, as we all know, you will get to know him more on your travels to Drakkenheim and inside of the Dead City. But this brings me to the night before you and Loey left for Drakkenheim. In the dead of a stormy night, you awoke to see Guthrun standing over you. A lantern was in her hand. Rain dripped in buckets loudly around your room. It is time. Tinny is ready for your path, Guthrun said. You both stepped out of the plantation house into the rain. Guthrun pointed off to the old house, and you could see fire glow coming from a solitary window high up in Old House. Guthrun silently led you to the front of the ruined manor. The front door banged open and shut with the wind. Guthrun gave you her lantern and said, "What you are told is for your ears only. Just make sure you respect your path." And then she left you alone at the front door. When you came into the grand hall, the door behind you shut despite the wind. Another door up the grand staircase creaked open. You approached. You navigated this ruined manor. Just when you felt lost, another door would open. Eventually, you came to a hall, and at the end of this hall was an old door. Firelight bled from its edges. You heard a click, and the door creaked open. And then you slipped in. The room was old and dusty, with large sections of wallpaper peeling. A large old bed with a shriveled figure was buried in its dirty covers. The place smelled of potpourri and this lingering dinginess. An ancient face of a woman peeked out from the covers. A lantern on an old nightstand burned hot and brightly, illuminating a mutilated face.
Oh.
Yeah, this was Tinny. Her skin was covered in age spots, and there was barely any traces of hair on her skull. Beady cataract eyes peered in your direction from creased, sagging skin. Everywhere across her skin, you could see the scars of what looked to be maybe countless surgeries. She looked like she was maybe rotting right before your eyes. Regardless, a tired smile crept on her deformed face, and she said, "A few 100 years ago, I was just as pretty as you. Maybe more so." A shaky hand pointed to the window, and she beckoned you to look out. You peered out through the dusty curtains, and down below, through the dark and rain, you could barely make out a couple armored wagons look like they were approaching the manor. Tinny said, "We have little time. They take me, but not before I see your path. You will just have enough time to escape out that window." She swallows hard and she says, "The others will be too late, and you'll tell them as much. They will be sad because my path ends, but happy because yours begins." She reached out for you to grab her frail hand. It was warm, but soft and weak. You felt her thumb kind of rubbing your palm. Her foggy eyes seemed to look at and through you at the same time. You then heard this boom, slamming noise echo out from downstairs. In a very Doctor Strange way, Tinny's eyes kind of locked onto something unseen. "There," she said. "I can see them. Many of them. Everywhere," she gasped. "Direct me, Alice. Ask me of your past or future before they come." And at this moment, Alice and I are going to hop into the break room channel, where we're going to have a short Q&A here and see if we can glean some information. Now, granted, anybody could just, I guess, listen in on the stream, but if you're playing the game, please don't do that, you know. At least wait till after it's over and go back and then, you know, look at it, yeah.
I can't guarantee for all the people who might one day listen to this, but we will respect the rules, right, everybody?
All right, back.
Yep.
Of course.
Okay.
All right, we'll be back.
Good luck.
All right.
All right, it's just me and you, Alice. You already know the rules. I've given them to you beforehand. And I don't think I'm going to explain to the stream the rules here, although we may talk about them. But we're just going to go ahead and get going. She just rubs your palm, looking through you and at you. What do you ask her? Now first, past or future?
Alice would kind of pause for a second to keep the initial question of like who the hell is coming out of her mouth, because she's gonna find that out anyways. Since you kind of pause and the past
All
would
right.
be, yeah.
Ask me. I can see them.
I'm always scared I'm gonna mess these up. It's gonna be. I'm trying to think how to word this. It's. I guess it would be a. I don't know. Past maybe. So she's asking. I know. You tell me, Brent. How it's gonna be. It's the question that I had of when the meteor hit. Was it scent, or just like a bad natural phenomenon? I don't know. That would be past, right?
That would be past. Tinny
Yeah.
says about you, your past. How does that matter to your past?
Doesn't matter to her past. It really doesn't. Crap.
It's alright, take your time.
Alright.
We're good.
I got caught up in stuff once we got home, so I didn't have a chance to like super
No
duper.
problem. Take your time. Take your time, relax.
Yeah. Guess it's her past. She would ask, what event? Oh man, I'm trying to think. When her ancestors were taken in, I guess, was it willingly that her ancestors integrated with the Jones family initially? Or have they always been seen as a tool? Or does it have to be something that does that constitute for something in Alice's
Yeah, that's
past?
fine. That's fine.
Yeah. So
All
yeah,
right.
that's pretty much what she'd be asking.
Give me a second here to do my word count. All right. She, after a moment, her eyes focuses on this like one point in the room. Not willingly, Alice. No. Not the Castells. They took her clergy of the church with the Van Leichten man directing them. The blood from the gate. They used it on the twins. And with your old blood.
I got more information from that than I thought I would. Okay.
Past or future question too.
I'm gonna go with future. And ask if there is any guidance on which faction might be...
Now, hold on. This is going to function as almost the augury spell. So I'm going to give you the link in your channel, and you can look at what that is. Now you'll get a response based upon how this spell works, but if you wish to dive deeper, that would be considered another question. And then she'll give you more detail. One, right? Yes. Well, I think. But this is the one I'm using.
Okay, that spell. Got it. But it's not like, it's not within the next 30 minutes.
No, there's no 30-minute limit on this. Tinny is powerful, yes.
Okay, alright. You know what? She would ask this. Is trusting Lowy Goldbound, the brother of the dwarven woman Clara that I consider to be the closest thing to my mother, is trusting him the right thing to do going into Drakkenheim?
Weal and woe, Alice. Weal and woe.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, I'm taking my notes down too. Alright, I got it. Okay. We're gonna do I'm gonna think.
And when she says weal and woe, she doesn't mean that in like the most generic fashion. I'm not playing a word game with you here where it's like, oh, going to Drakkenheim is bad, so that means that's a woe. No, she means like specifically in accordance with Lowy. It's weal and
He's morally gray, 100%. Yeah. Yeah, no, I got what you're laying down. Yeah, that makes sense. Like, could go good, could go bad, could be a little bit of both. No. Yeah.
No.
No?
It's good and bad.
And bad. Good and bad. Okay. And I'm trying to think. I'm okay being directed here too a little bit, Brent. If there's something
Sure.
you think.
So you would know about, at this point, the church as a major faction. You would know that the academy is involved as a major faction. You would know that the Hooded Lanterns are involved as a major faction at this point. And I would say that, those are the main three. So if you're looking for something in the future, you can ask something about these three factions. I would say would probably be a good choice. As far as past is concerned, you can dive into a little bit more of maybe the name she gave you in that first question, this von Leichten.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. Yeah, we'll do a pass on more on, I guess, von Leichten directing the clergy of the church. Like, what was he like gaining from it? Like, just
what was he doing and how does it matter to you?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And how do you spell Leichten?
It is Lichten.
Ooh, I had it right. Shit, he's the one who was in the letter from Johanna to Orion.
True. She says he's the first of his kind, of his field. Hate burns in him. Adriana was chosen instead of him. When Evening Tide died, he thought it would work. He never gives up. He wants to create life with the old blood. The academy and church wanted to see if it was true. He needed potent blood. Blood from old lineages. But he failed again. But he never gives up. He tries again. Under different banners. Horses. Trees. Kessel home. And that's where she'll leave it.
Damn. That was a lore dump.
Yes.
I'm gonna push for 2 more questions.
Okay. Let's see what's up. All right.
One's gonna be about the past, and one's gonna be about the future.
Go for it.
Okay.
You do hear rumbling throughout this manor. People are inside, but continue.
About the past. Well, no, this would be her first one. About the future. She would be
Yes.
asking if she was ever going to see. Oh man. It's about Clara and her wanting to know that if she's gonna make it and be there at whatever the end is with Alice.
Whoa. She shakes her head. Whoa.
Great. Alright. Yeah, I'm gonna try for one more.
All right, a point of clarification or a different question altogether?
Different question. Yeah, it's gonna be a different question altogether about the past.
All right.
Okay. Gonna be my last one unless this opens up a whole bucket load, but oh, I know I'm running close. Alice is gonna ask Penny what really happened to her dad, to her father. And mother.
Interesting.
or like the truth about them, if like what Johanna's told her was true, and just whatever true information she can get about them.
Father. Betrayed. Edge of a blade in his gut. While he was far away in the jungles at war. You still growing in the womb. Mother, she drinks poison given to her as balm after you arrived. Lady Jones looks down on her. That's what she says.
Ooh, I do not feel one single bit. I think Alice has been running very true with knowing that information
Yeah,
at the beginning
probably.
of the campaign. Ooh. How close do the people in the manor sound? What am I getting?
You're getting that they're up several floors. You just hear voices. You go that way. You go that way. Hello? The Pursers! Is that what you hear?
To look at Tinny.
She looks at you.
What's the path? What's my path? And I'll go.
Hold on. The castle. Safety is in the castle. But with that last question, though, bam! Yeah, you hear a door open, and you're out the window. And but you see these armored individuals, sopping wet, dressed in black, silver, and blue. One of them, to note, has really short brown hair, pale skin. Looks like he has a little bit of a goatee going. Well, more of like a 5 o'clock shadow. Blue eyes. He looks at you, notes you before you head out, and they can catch up.
Cool. Can't wait to see how you bring that back around, Brett.
Oh, we gonna see. All right, excellent. Let's go back.
Mm-hmm.
Dad.
All right.
Oh my
Hello?
god, scare me.
Boo.
Ah!
We were talking about the possibility of Alice being turned into a vampire right now. That's what those rolls are for. Did I guess right? We're just kidding.
I thought about more devious stuff, but all right.
You're never gonna know.
The rest of the party, let's go ahead and hop back into current times. So, let's see here. Let's clear up these images. All right.
I also sent you a message, Brett.
Oh, let's see. Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
hopefully, Kalina Kelly gets better.
Hmm.
Yes,
I hope
looks
so.
like she's sick. But okay. It ain't gonna change this bloodbath that's about to go down now. Alright. Okay. So, ooh. Just because, I need to shore things up with you guys. Technically, as you guys were completing your short rest, Tinu and Kalina, the rest of the party maybe would have noticed this, that they look both a bit sickly in the skin, a bit sweaty, a bit pale.
Oh, no.
Your hit dice were supposed to, for resting, were supposed to be halved. But
Fuck.
keep
I
it
can
as
do
it
that.
is. No. Keep it as it
okay.
is because you're gonna need all the HP you can get, considering your main tank person is not here. So we're gonna go ahead and just keep it.
Okay. Okay, yes, sir.
But I do need you to roll me a d6.
No! Why? I hate the eyeball dice!
The eyeball dice.
I don't want that
Alright.
nickname.
Okay. Well, continuing on. Let's see. Here we go. Show this to the stream. The trek back from the massive hole to the scar and smithy was quick and direct. You can see the sun starting to level with the horizon. And the haze-tainted skies begin to dim. Shadows deepen and stretch across the streets and alleys. It almost feels like you're sinking deeper into this metropolis as darkness looms and grows over the vast sprawl of the outer city. And at this moment, I'll actually show the, at least the concept image of the scar. I would say that the map maybe doesn't reflect this, but this was what was in the book. And we'll have some appreciation here. Boink. Magical fluorescent light posts are mounted around the smithy. It casts the whole area in a glow, a beacon of light among the shattered buildings slowly being covered by the coming night. Currents of haze drift through the fluorescent light, filtering everything in this octarine glow. On the approach, the whole place is just a contrast of shadows in the light. As you get closer, details emerge. For those of you who weren't here last time, let's go to our map. I'm going to show you what you're looking at here. There we go. All right. And, no, stop. So, yeah, you guys are about here. We're returning to the smithy. So the smithy sits on a city block, and it's barricaded with a makeshift stone walls, sandbags, sharpened palisades, and a bit of barbed wire. Industrial iron cannons, covered in soot, peek out from the fortifications. All around the smithy are broken buildings and the remains of strange monsters, some familiar, some not. The air smells of gunpowder, ore, and this vinegary kind of alchemical scent unique to the haze. Although not on the map, there are double the number of armored wagons and stout war horses here now, all kind of in this area over here. The additional set is parked near the horses, as I just showed you, and you assume this must be the night shift's caravan. The time now taking you guys to get back, I said we started the end of the session about 7. I'm going to say it's almost like about 9 o'clock by the time you guys get back. The night shift Ironhelm Dwarves are busy swapping out large metal containers from the parked set of wagons to the wagons that just pulled up. The dwarves look fresh and you can hear their chatter. The day shift dwarves are busy packing up their stuff and they look worn out. You see the small tower building here towards the south, right over here. That contains the Ironhelm's office. It's the place you spoke with Reginald and Eloise before. On the approach, horn kind of belts out at you guys. Monsters, get the bullet! All else approach. But any funny business, we got more than enough bullets for you too. And of course, you guys can move yourselves. You circle around towards the southwestern part of the building down here. That's where you guys want to go. As you come to the office building, I'll let you guys move your own tokens.
Yeah, cousin, we're coming around the front. Louis shouts out.
Got it. You approach the office building. You see that there's this war horse that's tied up to a post right next to it. Stops eating its feed and it looks at you, and then, curiously, and then it goes back to munching. You note that these horses are strapped up in armor, though. As soon as you come to the door, it flies open, and Reginald stands there chewing on a pipe. I knew the smell of coin was about. Welcome back. And he kind of steps out of the way for you guys to come in.
Hi, good to see you, Reg.
Mm-hmm. And I'm going to give you guys some description here. So, just for those who weren't here last time, this small office has a desk and a small iron safe. There's an old bookshelf along one wall lined with design plans, blueprints, recipes for various forge-made gear. A book on a desk details the numbers regarding prospecting and selling delirium, it looks like. You also see that there's 2 additional dwarves here besides Eloise and Reginald. And bring up the images of our guys here. Eloise, Reginald, and then our 2 additional friends here. So I've described Reginald and Luis at nauseum at this point. So I'm really just going to go ahead and talk about these 2 newcomers here. Let me put them on the map. Oh, he's right there. No, that's... Oh, there he is. Okay. Boop. I'm going to move him up here. And then... Boop. Alright. So, this one male dwarf here, he's dressed in black cloak and trench coat, You see his several daggers at the ready along his coat, and his belt contains several what looks to be vials of, you might suspect poison. He has long black hair and a scar down the side of his face, and a black goatee that trails down to his belt buckle. Other newcomer here. You see that she's got 2 golden axes, dark brown hair, laced into 3 separate braided ponytails. She has long sideburns that she lets grown down and a very stern look on her face. Reginald makes sure he shuts the door behind you guys. Reginald points his pipe at the 2 dwarves and goes, "This is Mordecai and Gertrude." Gertrude, if nobody says anything, immediately begins yapping.
Okay.
She belts out, "Reginald says that you're working with the Academy, and they want to pay us market rate, plus expenses for exclusive excavations. A mighty sum."
True. Very true.
"Indeed it is." What are you about to say, Kolobati?
I was saying, considering the Academy's desire for delirium, it's probably one of the best deals you'll be able to get.
Reginald says, "Indeed it is, at least from the numbers I ran while you were gone." You see he goes to his book. "Fair weather trades pays out about 80% per load, but the Queen's Men takes 15 off the top for," he does finger quotes, "protection. So we're really getting about 65. Separately, the Queen's Men connected us with the Minotaur for the straight ore, but they take about 50% of the profit from that as a finder's fee. At least that's what Nimbra told us, or whoever she really is." Gertrude goes, "And now the Queen's Men's main exporters to the west, Korgoth and his cows, are all dead. Because of you folk." So she kind of points her axe towards you a little bit. "And you want us to work with the Academy instead. Even if we were to take the deal, it won't take too long for the Queen's Men to come knocking and asking questions." Reginald goes, "Plus they gave the church the roads." He kind of grumples. She puts her axes down in a corner and kind of throws up her hands. "And they gave the church the trade routes."
Not all of them.
"One is all they need. They'll find the others after they show up and arrest those on the roads. When the Queen's Men scum come here wondering why suddenly they can't wait, and that we won't sell to them anymore, and their bolt bulls are dead, what are we supposed to say?
Not your problem.
If only such a conversation would be that simple. Going
Well,
around.
Oh, the way Reg said it, if he's willing to shoot down and kill paladins and armored warhorses in cold blood for the sake of coin, what's a few dead thieves, eh, Gertrude? Your axe looks hungry.
Well, the
Don't pander to me. She looks at you, Tinu, but then she just keeps going. She goes, "To me, it looks like you're trying to box us into this deal."
Well, no. The way I understood it was that the knights or Camp Dawn, they seemed like they didn't really care about you guys, and we care about you guys. So, I mean, and then she keeps going. Anyways, the academy seemed like they really wanted the deal, and they did say that you could meet up to negotiate. Couldn't you negotiate protection under it too? Not saying that you can't protect yourselves, but with what we know, and I look at everybody who was here last time in the two doors, I think it would be beneficial, right?
You hear a thwack as you see a dagger go flying across the room and slams into a painted target on the wall, obviously coming from Mordecai here. He goes, "Ma'am," looking at you, Tinu, he goes, "You bring up some interesting points here about protection. I mean, excuse Gert here. Finding out our business might be in shambles got her on edge, rightfully so. But, like I was telling Reginald here, if you really wanted to screw us, you wouldn't have done it this way. I mean, why put yourselves on the chopping block for the Queensmen on a fabrication or rouse like this?"
And why give you all the information that we have?
Look, the whole thing with the bowls, that was separate. That was separate
Yeah.
separate
Yeah.
business. It had
Yeah,
nothing
we
to
didn't
do
get
with Scar, had nothing to do with trying to box you in. We just went with a contact in the Amethyst that we would bring this deal to you and try our best to negotiate it.
Sorry, just
And with
Brandon.
prior knowledge that you're not exactly happy of the, let's be completely honest, racketeering and protection operations of the Queensmen, because you're saying how they're going to come down on you, but from what it sounds like, they're not exactly being too kind now.
Chloe nods and thumbs over at Doran.
And when
You're
it
right.
comes down to it, we didn't find out about the bulls
Until after
tied to the Kingsmen until after after the slaughter.
Besides, he was trading in my kin. Had one of my uncles in chains. I wasn't about to let the bull live any more than you would let him take one of you prisoner, just so that way you could keep selling delirium. Am I wrong, Gertrude? You willing to sell out one of your cousins for coin?
Especially coin made from what's obviously contraband.
It looks, she opens her mouth to start arguing with you, but you see Mordecai raise up a hand and goes, "None of us would leave any of us a prisoner of pirates. That's for certain. Plus, Reginald was telling us that you're committed to a mission to kill the Queen. And like you said, I mean, that would be quite risky, with you telling us all of this information here now. We could just rat you out at any moment. I don't doubt your heart is in the endeavor to kill the Queen of Thieves. And the fact that you destroyed the pirates all in, I guess, one afternoon is impressive enough to make me want to believe that there is a path to the Queen's reign ending.
I feel like there's a butt coming on here.
Eloise goes, "Well, back to this idea of the academy and maybe giving us some more resources to keep the Queensmen at bay. And other monsters. Maybe the Queensmen... maybe the Academy does have those resources," Mordecai says. "But I don't see an Academy mage in front of me right now. I do see the knifebites, as they call them in town. You're the faces of this deal, after all. And we do want assurances of our protection from the knifebites for this deal."
What does that mean?
Reginald goes, "We talked about it before you got here. If this deal is to be profitable, which, my God, it really could be, we need to know the group that claims they'll off the Queen will protect our operation until that actually happens.
You want us to stay here and guard your smithy for what? Weeks? Months?
Gertrude goes, what it means is when we have a problem and we call you, you get your asses over here and handle it. But before then, your promises and the academy is worth as much as pig shit. Your actions have currency with us, though. You show us your medal, and we can entertain your offer. Protecting this place here at night is the hardest part of the job. You'll prove yourselves by doing a night shift for us. You put your blood where your mouth is, and that would tell us all we need to know about your deal.
You willing to pay a bounty on that, then? Sweeten the pot.
No.
But we brought.
You brought what? Words?
No, we didn't just bring words. We brought you a map and warning that Camp Dawn doesn't care about you, that they would have rained down on you anyways. And if that's not enough for us to prove that we care about you guys, then whatever will be. So you're saying that
your
us
actions,
here,
girl. That's what.
Is that not an action what we brought?
No, it's not.
Because it hasn't happened yet, Tinu. That's the problem. They don't have the metal of it yet.
Reginald goes, well, show us our risk in this adjustment is less than or equal to our current situation, and we'll look over the contract once we get it from the academy folk. Make adjustments as necessary, get things rolling. But yeah, just know that the final contract, you all will be our primary security.
But you're business people. You should see. We've put everything on the table for you. I'm sorry, you guys. I can't help it.
Tino's got a point, We're mercenaries, and if you're not going to be paying us, the least you could do is ensure our accidentals. I mean, no offense, Reg, but we're next to the Scar. I can't imagine your warriors get out of here scot-free without a bit of contamination.
Wait a second. Gertrude says, isn't the academy paying you? And if not, then you messed up the deal from the jump.
We didn't agree to be your guardians. This is separate from that. You know that.
Well, if you're working for them, then your security,
for them.
That's what it looks like to me. To us.
I'm just saying, if you're not going to pay us, the least you could do is ensure that when we come out of this, we're not 200 gold in the fucking debt because we've been corrupted by a bunch of exploding monsters out of the Scar that you're going to inevitably have us kill.
Tell it to those rich people that hang out in floating pyramids and the towers to give you some coin, all right?
What if we... So she won't negotiate with us because we're not you guys. But what if you put in the clause that we have to protect you, like you want us, and in addition to the protection that they could provide magically, like we would be part of the contract on your side, so that we would get some compensation from the academy on top of that too. Does that make sense? What I'm saying? I look at everybody else.
Sense, yeah.
Mordecai goes, I understand that, you want to make sure you secure some compensation, but we're not going to, I guess, negotiate on your behalf. You are going to see them before we do. I think that you should talk with them about that.
So,
Right.
Well,
but I'm
considering the fact
asking.
that,
Oh, go ahead.
well, she's looking over at Louis. Well, considering we are mercenaries, I believe that means we fall under and expenses part of their contract.
Louis taps his nose. Did they agree to that, Kolabati?
They did say expenses.
Oh, then
And
maybe
they
we
also
don't.
s- and I think if you, who they want this deal with, were to say it when you do negotiate, because we can say it, but she won't believe us because, like, what if we came here and told you that they wanted that from you? Like, you wouldn't believe, right? Because you're not the two primary contract holders, the two making the deal.
Well, she trusted you, Gertrude says. She trusted you enough to send you here.
Right, but we want you, Gertrude, to back us up when we actually list out our expenses to River and she doesn't poo-poo us.
She looks at Reginald and goes, I have time for this.
Come on, Reg. You can give us your word if we're giving ours. If we're leading and protecting your smithy, the least you could do is back us up with River.
Look, we have no claim here with the academy, besides, I guess, this agreement here when it comes to the business of the ore. I mean, you know.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, that's what they want. You last time.
I
when
don't
we were
understand. Why
talking,
don't
were-
you just ask them for a separate contract yourselves?
Because you have
Because-
leverage, Reg.
Yes, that word, leverage. We don't have that leverage. They don't want.
Us
they don't care about
initiating this deal is the beginning of our leverage with the Academy to get what we want from them. So no, we're not getting paid yet. Because we're after more than just coin.
I just don't like incurring more expenses.
Well, you see Reginald kind of looks at his siblings. Eloise goes, well, we'll be sure to be judicious with your time. I mean, with the extra coin from the operation, we can maybe bring some of our own dwarves on. Some more. Reginald grumbles and goes, maybe, but, you know, try to keep the margin high, if you know what I mean. Look, this is the deal as it stands, alright? Exclusive rights? If you guys can go ahead and show us you can be our primary protection. As far as whatever expenses and stuff you occur doing that, I think that, you see, he thumbs his nose, that's something you and the Academy should work out.
Do I have eyeballs on my back, Brett? Do I feel something on my back? I'm about to rip my back shirt open and show him, like, we need something to pay for this.
You don't feel any eyeballs in your back now.
Okay. Tina crosses her arm and huffs in the corner, like, I'm pretty sick.
Look, so let's just make sure we understand things as we are. We have brought forward this deal, and you're willing to consider it if we help out with protection, if we are available for protection or solving problems, should you guys come up with any kind of pushback or issue.
You become our primary security after you demonstrate yourselves capable of such on the night shift.
And then we bring that back to our contact, let her know, see if we can adjust anything based on that, and should we succeed, there's a chance of moving forward with this deal.
Correct.
Which would be a increasing the amount of profits you get as making them the primary provider, as well as possible security and protection from the Amethyst Academy and their Mageborn.
Which means that when we go back to River to provide this deal, we're going to be quoting to her a price for us being your security. And if she doesn't like that, the deal falls through, which is why it would help us if these expenses got covered, because I don't like being somebody's free fucking fodder for death. Pardon me, Gertrude.
Well, you see, he adjusts his monocle and he goes, "If the deal falls through, then I guess the deal falls through. And
then who are you going to deal with, Reg? Queensmen? They don't have a trading network.
Well, true, they don't. But I imagine over time, maybe they'll go ahead and figure it out. We may have to end up paying more over time, that's for certain.
So wouldn't it be more profitable for you to make sure our good benefit happens, so this deal does go through, so you can make more coin?
And that the Can't Dawn doesn't rain down on your people and kill everybody?
Because we're inevitably going to have to fight them on your behalf. That's really what you're asking.
Right
Well,
now, what I see...
You
what guys are
caused these
saying
problems, right?
No,
Not the Camp Dawn one, and you know that.
we uncovered a lot of the problems.
They were planning on burning you out anyways, Reg.
He goes, "You talk with the Academy and sort out your deal, and then we'll see what happens. You're gold-bound, you're a dwarf, you're good at negotiations. Represent yourself and your friends."
Okay. How about, all right. Could you at least provide us with some kind of document with a seal or a signature of the protection details, so at least we can bring back to let them know that the deal is in progress?
That you've at least agreed to meet with them to discuss.
It would at least help us renegotiate if we have at least some moniker that you're willing to come to the table.
Sure, I can go ahead and send you a writ along with you, and you can give it to the Academy, whoever you're speaking with, and we can take it from there.
Bati, you think she'll reimburse us for whatever crap happens here? And Louis looks over at Colbot.
Wait, but I'm confused. That doesn't make sense. I say quietly to the party.
Just for now, we can talk. Just
Oh,
let it go for now.
okay.
Well, we are doing this for the Academy, so considering the way things work here, we're scratching their back, they should scratch ours.
Jeez. Tina growls.
Yeah. Torn will pat you on the shoulder a couple times.
We can argue about getting decontaminated to her then. Might actually come out ahead.
If you guys want, you can roll a group insight.
Sure.
I will do so.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't trust nothing of this. But
Come on, give me that 20.
I'll take a dirty 20. For sure.
Unfortunately, you guys don't get much from these dwarves' faces at these points. All you see is poker faces looking at you, despite what you said.
Can I ask you? Well, no, I can't ask you. Never mind, Brett. I feel like I am in the right headspace, like what I think. That's why Tina was like arguing with this. But if everybody doesn't want to, I won't argue anymore.
Well, you get a sense that at this point they're not budging from this line. You don't get a sense that they're going to try to negotiate on your behalf to recoup whatever expenses you lose dealing with the dwarves here and stuff.
But we're doing this for.
Yeah, but
I'm so mad.
So basically, we'd have to rely on a river recouping us for whatever work and
But
damage.
she's not going to, because this isn't what she asked.
Then we
us
won't
to
agree to the
do.
contract.
I need you to think of it this way. These are two different companies, and we have been hired as a lower outside firm to help them negotiate.
Exactly. If they're two companies, if I was a company with a deal with another company, why would I care about these fucking people who are talking?
Not if you are a company, but what would the company actually do?
Ugh, I hate board of executives. Kill
Yeah.
them all.
All you get a sense is, I'll tell you this, is that these dwarves do not want to be saddled with dealing with you guys' expenses. If anything, they feel like it may eat into any profit they may get from
Yeah.
the Amethyst Academy, and they're not going to take that on.
No, yeah, exactly.
Even
but
with the risk, you get a sense
Yeah.
that they're willing to they're willing to play their hand on it. They're willing to go
We
ahead
now
and
have
gamble
a
on it.
fifth faction we have to endear ourselves to by all technicality.
I mean, the
If it-
point that's sticking out. Sorry, Ku.
No, go ahead, go ahead.
I say the point that's sticking out. I'll also be saying this. That's making me give pause is not who's going to be covering our contamination expenses, at least for tonight, because I understand you want to see what we can do. Even I get that, but the part of being your primary security and being at your beck and call without knowing on what you would consider an emergency to have us come help you with kind of gives me the same unsettlement as you are currently having on even if we can help you.
Well, we would say any threat from the Queensmen, that would probably qualify. Their goons show up here, steal from us, attack us, something on that. I imagine we would want to call you to make sure we get back whatever was stolen, or to preemptively stop an attack, or maybe to show them some type of deterrence. Or let's say that the church decides they want to roll up here and get confident and want to try to shut us down. Well, we would stall and call you to come and help work this out. Let's say we get inclination that the monsters are changing, getting more potent, stronger, and we need some extra resources. We would call you for that. So, I would say in a nutshell, the Queensmen bothering us, the church bothering us, and these monsters out here bothering us.
To what degree? You can't handle a few little goons? You can't handle a few little knights? You can't handle a few little monsters?
If it's
What
a
are we
few
talking about?
little monsters, then of course we can handle it. If it's a couple nights or so, of course we can go ahead and make them go away. But if it's more than that, and we feel like we need some additional security, you're the ones that we want to call. You, after all, did sink a boat full of pirate minotaurs. That's pretty
Yeah.
impressive.
That wasn't cheap.
I'm pretty sure you got some compensation from whatever things you found with them.
And you're not paying us, Red. That's the problem. I
I
have
know.
to give it to her.
Well, maybe they can't pay us in gold, but let's say that part of the contract goes through and we agree to it. I would say, if we're ever passing by in the area and we need somewhere to bunk down for the night, we should be allowed to as well.
That sounds
If
fair.
you can call on us anytime, we should be able to utilize this space to rest whenever we feel we need it, without hindering your operation.
Long as it doesn't hinder our operation, if we're not doing something special, then yeah, of course. I don't
What about-
think that there's anything wrong with that.
I heard tell you have bullets here too, Reg. Can I buy them at cheaper cost than what I can get in Emberwood?
Huh. Who's selling bullets to you in Emberwood?
Wouldn't you like to know?
You see, now it's fair enough.
Yes or no?
Well, we'll be more than willing to go ahead and sell some bullets to you. As far as at a reduced cost. Well, how about this? We have various types of guns that come through here, and modifications and things that we work on. Stuff that you're not gonna find in Emberwood. We'll be more than willing to sell those to you.
So he's offering to sell rare things?
You get a sense that whatever inventory this guy has, he's willing to go ahead and open it up to you guys.
Look at the rest of the party. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
whispered. And he just gestures to the long-barreled rifle that he has on his back now.
A good example is explosives. You're not going to find much of that in Emberwood, I'll tell you that much, but we have them here. But as far as discounts are concerned, we can give it some time and see how the numbers look after our first shipment to the academy. Remind me.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, we'll have to see what she says.
Mordecai
Interesting.
goes, as with all deals, you get some of the things you want and some of the things that you don't want.
This is step one of the negotiation, so
Yes. Look, we'll make sure whatever information or academy member shows up here, we'll put some good word in for you. Maybe that would help your own personal negotiations.
That's all I wanted.
Maybe it'll go ahead and make River think twice about dismissing you, and maybe want to work with you further. Well, he wouldn't say River, but he would say whoever you're working with.
Oh, there's one other thing, Reg. We are mercenaries, and your work, whatever it is not sounding consistent. We're still going to have to make a wage, and if we're in the middle of some ruin in Drakkenheim, you can't expect us to get here quickly.
Eloise goes, I think that's understood. We would never demand of you to just materialize on a moment's notice.
Good, because my legs aren't that long, dear.
She smiles and laughs at that. Gertrude goes.
Anybody else have any questions for the dwarves? Sorry, Brett.
No, go for it.
I think
Oh,
I've
yeah.
got
Alice
as much
looks,
as I need.
Alice looks to Ron and Vati. See if
Ron
they have
just
anything
shakes
they
his
want
head
to say.
no.
Gertrude says, good. So, you see her eyes light up a bit. Reg and Elle have to go get some rest. Are you staying here the night? Or are you coming back?
Well, he looks the rest of the party. How do you all feel? I'm fine for killing.
I mean, we can stay. I could use a good fight right now.
We're already here.
I like his attitude, Gertrude
Might
says,
as well.
pointing at Ron.
If we're gonna do it, we'll do our best foot forward.
Tina wonders in her head if she coughs on Gertrude, will she get contaminated? And she walks closer and starts coughing.
If you do that, they all back up. You see, Mordecai goes, looks you over. Are you contaminated?
I don't know, but I feel like shit.
Gertrude goes, great. She's contaminated. Isn't she? Says looking at the rest of you.
I guess so. Do you guys have a way to get rid of it?
Well,
You know, being out here working all the time?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't walk all the way to them, Brent. I'm still like behind Louis. I would have just taken a step forward and coughed.
Let's see here.
Oh my god, I'm freezing in real life.
I know. I'm about to go get my heated blanket and turn on. I'm cold.
Yeah, I had to get a blanket. I was like getting so upset and I was shivering, so I felt like I was like angry and shivering at the same time.
Go get your bathrobe or heated blanket.
Mordecai goes, come here, girl. You see, he gestures for you to come towards him.
Okay. I walk out.
This is going to hurt a little bit, but it shall help. You see, he reaches into his cloak and he pulls out a large syringe full of like neon glowing orange liquid.
Oh shit. My eyes go wide at the needle.
All right, Tinu, just relax. Don't look at it. Look at me.
Okay. I turn and look at Torek. Hold my hand.
Okay.
Wait, you're gonna jab that in her arm?
Aye. It will give her some resistance to further contamination.
Loey gets closer and goes, look.
Yeah.
Curious.
While Torin is holding Tinu's hand, he's gonna also take a look at this. While he's having her take a look at him, he's also gonna try to peek at this needle, at the stuff.
She's hyperventilating.
Okay, it's okay.
You
He
see,
tells-
he takes out from
Notice
his
this, how brave
side
you are.
a small vial of reddish liquid. You know it to probably be a regular healing potion. He pops the cork off. He goes, "It's gonna hurt. You're gonna want to take this after."
Oh, okay.
It's okay. Just keep looking at me.
Then while you're talking, he just jams it in your arm. Just jams it.
You're good. You're good. You're good. I'm holding your hand.
I
I'm holding
mean,
your hand. You're all
he
right.
just squeezes all of this vibrant neon orange liquid into your veins, and those of you watching can actually see this stuff glowing in under her skin, in her veins, before it dissipates. This awful burning sensation goes up your arm, and you take 15 points of necrotic damage.
Oh shit.
He goes,
You're
"Pop
gonna
it,
be
pop it!"
screaming.
All right.
Make her drink it.
I'm gonna take the. If she's not, I'm going to take the healing potion, pop off the cork, and hand it and get it to Tina so she drinks it.
What is it? It's a regular healing
Just
potion. right?
regular healing potion.
Yeah.
Let me see. I'm gonna give you guys the text. Actually, you guys have one vial of this, if you remember.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, I remember
That's why
seeing
I'm
it
so
before.
curious about it.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, that's what I was watching.
I don't know what you're talking about. Good roll.
Thank you. Tina chugs the potion while she's crying. And...
You're good, you're
Chugging
good.
the potion.
You guys see Gertrude roll her eyes like,
You're all right. Look, you were very brave. Colin will be very proud of you.
here we go.
Do you want a ration?
Oh,
Okay.
I call out my cat and
There
I
you
pet
go.
my cat.
It's all good. It's all good.
And unfortunately, your maximum hit points are reduced by 15.
Oh, so she can't heal from the healing potion.
Yeah, but he makes you pop it anyway.
Okay.
Oh, wait, I gotta take that off then.
But make a note of your max.
Here is the link to this item here. Essentially, you're protected against contamination for 6 hours after receiving a dose of this. During this time, whenever you fail a saving throw against the effect that would cause you to gain 1 or more levels of contamination, you can choose to succeed. You can use this ability 3 times, after which it expires.
Oh, but it dropped my
Um,
maximum HP,
and-
right?
It looks like that happens after it expires.
The 3d6 necrotic is what he means, Brent.
Oh,
Looks at it.
after. Okay, got it. That's fine. Well, you keep.
Only if it expires in that manner. Yeah, if you use it 3 times, that's when the necrotic damage.
Oh,
comes
okay. Well, then
into play.
get your life back. Get your life back.
Oh, cool.
Oh my god,
There
I
you
was
go.
supposed to be like, you guys, I have 18 HP. I'm not gonna be doing anything in this fight.
But
You also-
Mordecai would tell you, he would explain these effects to you, so you are aware.
You would also become incapacitated for 1 minute, violently retching on the floor if that happens to you. The necrotic damage.
Yes, so thank you for the correction.
Okay.
But this doesn't get rid of contamination, does it?
No,
It doesn't.
but it doesn't get rid of contamination. But if you were subjected to a contamination roll and you fail, you can say up to 3 times, I just succeed on it. So,
So I ask him what happens if I choose not to succeed on the last one and just leave it?
well, mechanically, you just wouldn't. After 6 hours, it just goes away. So, you know.
Okay. But
um,
it would be at the 6 hours though that I would like throw up and
No,
or
Yeah.
with that no.
no. It only says it's only when it's used in that.
Yeah, if
If
the
the effects
effects expire in this manner, which means, I guess, on the 3rd one of the times you choose to succeed, then you immediately take this damage. and become incapacitated for 1 minute while you retch violently. And your maximum hit points is reduced by the amount taken. Yeah, etc., etc. It's all in the link there. But he'll explain such.
Yeah, but if I don't, so let's say I use 1 and 2, right? And then I
Mhm.
just keep 3 and I never use it, and it
can't not.
expires.
You can't choose to not pass.
Oh, I see what you're saying. If the effects of this expires in this manner,
I don't think you can choose to not pass the saving. This one.
yeah,
No, it says you can choose to succeed instead.
It's
You can use this ability 3 times, after which
Yeah.
the effect expire. And then
Oh.
if it expires by the 3rd use, that's when you get the necrotic. So you
So I
can
can
just let it
choose-
fade out.
you can't just
As
let
I
it
can
fade out.
choose
Yeah.
not-
Yeah.
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 So essentially, you can decide whether, okay, do I want? So which is more important, taking the damage hit or taking that extra level of contamination?
Exactly.
interesting.
Okay,
Right.
just making sure. Thank you.
Cool.
Sorry about that, but yes, that's how it works.
I'll tell more.
We figured it out.
Thank you.
He gives you a nod.
I hug him.
He just stands there. Gertrude, she like goes, "Ugh."
I want to hug her too, but I won't.
Maybe you can cough too. Oh,
Where does one acquire more of that?
It's quite rare, as it says here in D&D Beyond. No. It's- he goes,
What a. what
well,
kind of
these are one
service
of the
is that?
items we were able to buy at an extravagant price from the Queensman when we were working with him, but I imagine if our deals change, I don't know if the Academy has any of this stuff, but that's where we got it from. Where they got it from, I don't know.
We'll definitely bring it up with our contact.
Well, Reginald says, he slams his book shut. I'm ready for a drink. Brother, sister, you see he goes and he gives them both clasps. Eloise, I think the carts are packed. Let's go. Eloise gives all of you guys a kind smile. And then they pack up the rest of their stuff, and then you see they head out. You know, day shift, let's go! You see he shouts, and you see the dwarves are aye. And if you look out the window at the door, you see the crew of them marching towards the one set of wagons that was packed up. And probably over the next 15 to 20 minutes, they begin rolling out. All right.
Brent, just to be certain, when he jabbed the syringe into Tinu's arm,
Mhm.
this stuff looks obviously magical, right?
Oh yeah.
Like it's glowing and stuff? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%. All right.
Us staying tonight counts as what they wanted, right? The one
Yes.
night thing.
They want to see what you can do. All right. And so, with that, let's go ahead and take like
10?
a 10 while I set up a few things, and we're gonna keep it rolling from there.
Oh, can
Alright.
I also get your
Okey-dokey.
can, Brett? I forgot to ask.
Oh, your can?
Can I
Yeah,
get your
your
can? I was feeling like I'm missing something. I'm missing your face.
Oh, sorry.
yeah, in the top right. I'm like, where is it? And I usually put you in the top right of my Discord, like a little
Yeah,
pop-out.
I did not show
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Here we go. Blink.
And just so I know, Brent, they did agree to us both finding refuge at the Scar Smithy and opening up their stores for sale
Yes.
here, right? Okay.
All right. I'm gonna be sitting here, guys, but yeah, feel free to take a break. Let's come back on the 10 o'clock.
For that,
Alrighty.
I gotta take notes.
All right.
Whew. Oh boy.
Would this count as our base of operations? Or would this not work?
I don't know. That's why I was asking. I was like, let me see if maybe if it does, that would work. I don't know, but it's freaking
You get a
alive. That was
sense
what
these
was,
dwarves aren't gonna let you operate out of here. They'll let you rest here though,
yeah.
or like hang out.
Well.
You know.
Yeah.
Well, it's a
It's a
good
safe,
spot if we need it.
it's a safe spot on this side of the river.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
We don't exactly have a base, but we do have refuge, which is pretty.
If anything, they would say, well, if you're hunting down the Queensmen and that gets sticky, we don't want them coming here trying to get you and like wrecking our shit, you know?
Oh, don't worry.
No,
We won't tell
Alice
them.
asked, yeah. That's why Alice asked the way she did. Like, if we just need a spot to sit, not to lay low, but like, if we're in the area, we just need somewhere to chill
Sure.
for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, short rest or something.
Yeah.
I'll do that.
So
And-
maybe not for the check mark, but it'll still be useful.
Guys, we could buy bombs from them. Who wants to buy some TNT?
Woo! I mean, I could see you get some use for that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Mhm.
sorry, guys. Tino got so heated during that.
Oh, I don't. They're cheap. 110%.
Yeah, they're not.
they're
Yeah,
just-
they're not gonna.
They were cheating us, so like Ku got riled up and Ku got
Yeah,
riled up, so Tino got
I
riled
think
up.
we have to be honest with ourselves, even though there's a lot of stuff going on with them being somewhat related to Louis. These are a group of people that are mining a dangerous resource and using back alleys and contraband routes to ship it out. We're not exactly dealing with the most moral of individuals.
Yeah, but
No.
it was in Tino's head. She would still argue for it. That's why I did anyways.
Oh yeah, no.
I was hesitant.
It was
to, but
absolutely
I
in
was like,
character, but it wasn't like we could argue
know.
till the cows come home, but
They wouldn't budge.
they're stubborn. They got iron in their name and they're stubborn like it.
Yes.
It just means that we have, like we'll tell River, like, you're going to have to pay us in fair compensation for our work as mercenaries, or we're going to dump this contract, because it's not going to, like, it doesn't behoove us to work for free.
Like,
Oh,
if you
yeah,
want this
that's
deal,
true.
you're gonna have to pay us
Yeah,
too.
because we're not going to risk our lives and get contaminated and pay the cost to recoup from that. So you can have a nice day. That's just crazy. No.
I mean, all River wanted us to do was to initiate the negotiations, so
Yeah.
we did what we were asked by her. So anything else is on the table to be negotiated for us too.
How much do we ask? She's going to ask what would our fee be. I don't even know what the heck I'd put it at.
Every time they call us, she has to pay us 500 gold. Just kidding.
I don't think that's gonna be. I don't think it's gonna be sustainable.
Well, at least
Well,
one.
I'm more interested in their expensive spell component stocks.
Yeah.
Now that would be it. Now that's good.
You
Well, I
mean,
mean, I would say at least 200 to 300. You know, either we get enough gold to get a revivify gem, or to get
Oh,
you know,
that's true.
one
That
page
is good.
cure contamination.
oh, they're gonna have
So
whatever contamination we suffer for doing this. They're gonna have to recoup us on that. That just has to go without saying. Otherwise, we're losing money.
well, you're the one negotiating that, so that's.
It's true.
I know I'm quiet, but Ron is Ron. You know, he's there to kick ass and eat toes. So
We're all
And all that stuff to eat for the moment.
What I would say
I
is
know.
just keep in mind that like you may need other things from the academy besides just coin. Like this is not like, you know, capitalism and dragons. This is Dungeons and Dragons, and you know.
That's why I want
If they don't give you everything that you think you deserve, you know, I mean, you decide to say screw them, then I guess that's all you guys. But like, you know,
Yeah,
you
but
may need other things from
Carl-
them. So
Carl needs the academy, so I think we're gonna have to give some.
Well, I don't know. I was already expecting. Already see like half the party is ready to screw what I was trying to get. So
Well, you know, I just want to know what everybody wants, so that way when we go to them, and then River's like, okay, what do they want? And you're like, they want us as security, and they're not willing to pay, which means
Oh,
you have
why
to
don't
pay.
we go
This is what we
go
ask for.
first then in character, and we can talk about it like we do every night, and then
Yeah,
we'll
sure.
go. Because honestly, Ku knows, but Tinu doesn't know what Batu wants.
Oh, like we're gonna get wiped after this night because we won't be long resting tonight. We're gonna need a day probably to recover,
Yeah.
maybe more. Because we got you and Kalina decontaminated.
Yeah.
In fact, what if we ask River to make good on her deal by paying for your 2 decontamination because we suffered it
So
while working
thing
for the
is-
dwarves?
the thing is that she doesn't care. She's
Well, she
not
doesn't-
gonna care.
I mean,
That's
the
the
problem is
point.
we haven't given her anything yet, so she has no reason to care.
Well,
But like,
in an odd way,
We
the
haven't
dwarves
done
are
shit for
giving.
the academy yet. We're trying to get them to care. This is what
that's
that.
what. No, that's what
Exactly.
I'm saying. Why it's not gonna work, because we need them and we want them. So if we want them, then we're not gonna be able to ask them for things, because that's how it
Yeah.
works. If you
We
want
gotta
something
cut-
from them, you can't just straight up go in there and be like, I want this, this, and this. We're gonna have to be
No.
like, okay, we went there and we did this for you, and we
Yeah.
did this for you.
Yeah.
Well, like,
We can't just assume, like, not assume, but like demand, because she's not. That's what I mean by she's not gonna care. It's like, because we want her to care, we can't have her care right now.
well, she
We
cares.
gotta, we
We're
gotta
not
try
emotionally
something.
asking her to care, but we are businessly asking her to care, and part of that is making sure that your business assets that you're working with are able to function properly. So she
Yeah.
might not emotionally care like Tina does,
No,
but
that,
if
no,
we can
not
work it in,
not even emotionally. Like, if I was River and I had people come back to me and they
Mhm.
were like, okay, the dwarves said they will work with you, but then they want this. If having us, the knife bites, work outweighs the pros, like outweighs the profits, then I would decide, hey, I don't care. Like, I don't want this business deal.
well, yeah.
Well,
That's what I mean. Like, we could be the breaking point to that deal to
And-
her.
Well, we can't work. We can't work for her and like lose hundreds of gold on contamination because these dwarves are fighting crazy abominations every couple of weeks. Like, that's just.
Well, how much were they willing? How much did they want us to help them? I didn't really understand when you guys asked him. He didn't really like. He was just. So, are we just at their beck and call, or?
Well, they don't expect us to just show up out of nowhere. Like, they're going to send notice, and then we have to get here.
Because
And it's going
I
to be a big
feel-
enough problem that they feel, because that's why me and Alice asked, like, what do you constitute something? What kind of situation is going to make you call on us? Because I feel the
Yeah.
same way. Like, I'm not going to just come around for every little nitpicky thing. But
Well-
from what I got from that was that it's something they can't handle alone, that's when they're going to call
Yeah.
us. And I feel like that's a little bit more fair.
because I feel like that's gonna be the, I don't know if this is the right word, consensus that we're gonna have to give up so that this goes through with River. Because we need it to go through River, we have to give something up. That
Why
makes
do we
sense.
need River? That's my question. Like right now,
Because we need to get in with the academy for
get-
Bati and
to-
Torin.
to get to the tower. Is that?
I don't know. That's why I said we need a talking character, because Ku knows that Torin and Carl need the tower, but I don't know why. And Tinu definitely doesn't know why. That's why she's like arguing against it. But I know that they wanted to be part of the academy, and if we want in with the academy like we with other people, we would need to not compensate, but give something up so that we can get in there, because that's how it
Well,
works.
yeah.
Right,
Wait,
but that's the whole reason why we're here at the Scar and doing what they're asking, so we can take that deal back to River to start getting in with the academy. That's why we're here.
Yeah, but us going back and telling River, like, oh, you have to pay for this and that, like, that gives, like, okay, I'm not against doing that. I'm all for doing that. But from a mindset of, if I was River, if people came at me doing that, I would be more willing to be like, well, I don't care about your third party and my two people deal. Why
Like,
should
why-
I care about this third party?
Well,
because the dwarves won't work with anybody else. Probably. Like she
you gotta
Yeah.
look.
Yeah.
I know this is in character for Tinu and Louis, but we might need to take a little less. We might need to take the L here. I think,
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think we're gonna have to take an L, is
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
I think I gotta go
Yeah.
with
Yeah,
you,
to-
but
But we gotta
To
ask
get-
still. We still gotta
we can
try.
ask, but
No,
that doesn't
go
mean we
ahead.
I'm not
can't
saying
ask.
that it's not gonna happen, but it's still, I think, like, that needs to be presented. Like, another thing Alice is gonna bring to River, like, hey, part of this is, are we able, since you're giving the dwarves market rate, can you give us market rate or better on delirium we bring you, so that way maybe we have another avenue to sell delirium. So that's something else too.
Yeah.
Like, there's gonna
No,
be
I'm all
options
for
and
that.
stuff. Yeah.
I'm all for, like, bitch, you gotta pay us. But I'm just saying, like, from how everything has been going, I think we are gonna have to take a loss so that we can get it. But I still want you guys to ask. I don't know if Tina's gonna ask because she's gonna be hot-blooded.
I mean, all you gotta do to explain to Loey why we need this is to explain the advantages of gaining favor with the Amethyst Academy. Because right now he just sees River as a greedy person that just wants to marry him, like everyone else
Same.
in the world.
Yeah.
Same.
There's nothing special about the Amethyst Academy in this situation. Oh, there's some tower. Ooh, I don't know. Because Loey's not a mage. He has no idea.
Yeah, and Tinu doesn't know that what you guys told me last time, that we need that to get in the tower. Like, Tinu doesn't know that. So as a Tinu right now, I don't care about the academy. I don't care about these mages. I'm thinking that we can get to the tower and get inside by ourselves.
Yeah, that's exactly Loey's opinion. Is that like,
Yeah.
if
Like,
the
why do
Amethyst
we need
Academy
that?
was so powerful and so great, why wouldn't they already be in the tower? Clearly they can't.
Yeah, exactly. So we can go there and do it ourselves.
If the academy, whole
No.
academy can't get in there, then surely that means we can. You know,
Yeah.
That's
Right.
what I'm
Of
saying.
course,
Like,
we
as
should be able to walk
my
straight up
character.
in there.
Yeah, as my character, that's what she's thinking. Like,
I just don't
they
know.
didn't get in there. Why can't, like, why? Like,
Yeah,
they
I mean, part of
obviously
this
are
is-
weak.
Well, we got to build relationships with the factions, and it's going to be certain ways, and it's not always going to work in our favor.
Yeah.
So,
I just don't want us
You know.
operating on a loss for a long-term contract. That sounds like a really bad idea.
Well,
I don't think it's
I think
gonna-
you have to remember something. This isn't our contract at all. We're just the delivery boys and girls.
Well, no, now we're
being written into it now, though.
Yeah. Now we're
And now
mercenaries.
we are, but that
That'd be
wasn't the
100%.
intent.
God no. I hope River says, I don't want you guys working as mercenaries. I got my own people. You don't have to be part of this. And then and then Dwarves say we're only working with them. And then we're like, great, now we have leverage.
All
We'll
right.
see. We'll see what she says.
So, back to it, guys. All right, first order of business. I'm going to need some of you to control these dwarves. So, it's going to be a lottery on who gets to control one dwarf instead of two. So, everybody just roll me a d20. Whoever gets the highest gets to control one.
I mean, I'll volunteer to run.
Yeah, I
I'll
can run.
volunteer
Two.
also to run two.
Yeah.
Tina
But I
doesn't
can roll.
run too.
I guess I'll roll for the spirit of it.
Sure.
Yeah, let's just roll for the. Let's just. It's just easier to sort it this way and then to figure out who wants to, who not. Yeah. All right.
I had 5, thank you.
That's all right. Since you volunteered, you'll have 2. Kolobati. Whoever gets the highest. Let's see. Tino, you get to control 1. So, congratulations.
Oh, okay. I don't mind
And-
if I do too, if need, but it's whatever. I'm open to anything.
I'm going to shade this guy
Pink.
pink.
Yep.
And
What were they? In Icewind Dale dwarves? They
Yeah.
weren't dwarves.
No,
Oh,
they
they
were
were
dwarves.
dwarves. My dwarves, they were pink too.
So this guy is you here.
The Duogar, or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
we were doing the
Duergar,
Duergar.
And
We were helping a Duergar rebellion, and we got to
Yeah,
use their
don't say
units.
too much. Me and Shane are in the middle of that campaign.
Wait, what was
Oh,
that next
sorry.
word?
Oh,
Hold on.
you guys are at Snowblight or Sunblight, excuse me.
Jason's probably changing dice. 110%.
Sunblight's
I know, but
it's
still.
a clusterfuck too. But anyway, all right, green. Though these are Loey's guys, the green guys, and let's see here. Boop. So should we control that guy and
My guy's at the forge making me
that
a
guy?
+10 staff.
These
No, he might be making you a friendship bracelet made out of platinum. That might be cool.
Oh yeah, that I would prefer that. You're right.
There we go.
Our blue guys here are going to be Ron. I'm gonna give him control of these.
Oh yeah,
guys.
I can do that. Take blue.
Oh, is this what I think it is, Brent? Is this a powder barrel?
What?
You gave me control of this barrel.
Oh, did
Is
I
this
by mistake? I didn't mean to give you control of that.
No,
No,
it's okay.
everybody can control that. Everybody can control this, I think.
Oh, okay.
But yes, that is a representation. I'll get to that in 1 second.
Okay.
And
Yeah, take your time.
Alice, we're gonna make these guys red for you.
That's cool.
Red.
not elevated, are we? We're on the ground.
So, this area actually, yeah, it's on the ground, but it's surrounded by a barricade that's 10 feet high, which is these yellow numbers right here.
Oh, okay, I see. Oh no.
Is
I
there
hate these guys.
the roofs of these buildings more than 10 feet off the ground?
That
Right.
building is 10 feet high.
And then the smithy itself?
The smithy itself, we're going to say equal 10 feet high walls. We'll say that. I mean, there's no. Sure, there's a roof maybe covering this L section here. We'll say it's 15 feet high.
Okay.
We'll say the forge area is 15 feet.
Just gotta ask for vantage points.
All right, Torin. Your guys are gonna be yellow. This guy here,
Ooh.
and this guy over here. And these guys are gonna go on you guys' initiative. So.
Woohoo. Do we get to use the cannons? I know you're going to go through this.
You see cannons around, you probably will have a chance definitely to use the cannons. And Kolabadi, these guys are going to be it's a good color here. I guess this light blue. We're going to do light blue. Well, can I do purple? Does purple distinguish enough? No, it'll blend in with everything. We're going to do blue. And
Just do black for Bati.
that's what I was thinking. How does black look here? Is it visible? Is it? I just don't want things to blend into. Ah, yeah, black is good. Well, we'll go black. Okay. Kind of a dark shaded here. All right, these two guys up here. All right, and
since spiritual guardians isn't spiritual weapon isn't a concentration, I can use both, right, at the same time. Spoon, my spoon and the spirit guardians.
Oh, actually, you're gonna get two, Tinu, because I had one more. I didn't.
Oh
know.
yeah.
Bam,
That's
there we
fine.
go. Okay.
I think so. Right? That's how I'm reading.
You have one more at the bottom, too.
Oh, damn. This guy.
I'll take him.
Okay, thank you.
I got it. I'm used to running multiple things in a fight.
Alright.
And then there's 20 more. I'll take those if that's what you need.
No, those are the monsters. No, we're not allowed to control those.
Okay, so now let's look at. You guys can see their like bars above their head, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
do you see the numbers next to the bars above their head?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
good.
one says infinite out of infinite, which is pretty cool.
Infinite out of infinite.
I'm kidding, it's fine.
Oh,
It's-
okay. I was gonna say, oh shit.
They
Okay.
never die.
So green is obviously life. This 6 here is actually property of a weapon. All the dwarves you see marching around here, they all carry rifles. And in their stat blocks, let me go ahead and share that with you. So, do you see their nameplates too?
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Dwarf
Yes.
veteran and dwarf thug.
So those of you who have thug, that's their stat block, and those of you who have veterans, their stat block is this. And on their stat blocks, you'll see that they have heavy crossbows. They're not carrying heavy crossbows. They're carrying rifles. But they do the same damage. We're just going to roll with the same stats, except is that it's a gun that they're carrying. So, what the red bar indicates is how many shots their gun has before they need to reload. Every time they reload, the reliability of the weapon goes down 1. And that's what the blue bar is each one of, it's their gun reliability. When that number, every time they reload, that number goes down by 1. So when that number drops to 2, then they can't shoot beyond the normal max distance of the weapon. So it says heavy crossbow on their stat sheet. It'll be 100, for the heavy crossbow. You understand what I'm saying here? And
Yeah.
Excellent. And so they can't shoot beyond that range without disadvantage. Correct me if I'm wrong, Shane, because
No, they get disadvantage at short range, and they can't shoot them.
Yeah,
when they
okay.
hit
Yeah.
two.
So they get disadvantage at short range.
Yeah, once they hit 2.
Got it. So once that number drops to 2, their shots are at disadvantage at short range to 100 feet. And what else?
And they can't shoot beyond that.
Okay, yeah, and they can't shoot beyond that 100 feet. So that's every time they reload, that number drops down to 1. So I'm going to be counting on you guys to, like, you should be able to tap on their token and see their numbers and adjust them as necessary, and their life and all that good stuff. So, all right.
What happens if it reaches 0?
Then they can't use that gun anymore.
Yep. They
Do
gotta
they
fix
still have their maces?
Yes, they still have their melee weapons. Correct.
Can
Okay.
they take an action and repair the gun, or no?
Not
takes
in
an
combat.
hour to do
Yeah.
that.
Okay.
And
Okay.
what
Just
is
making
bar
sure.
3 for? The 2?
Say that again.
What is bar 3?
Okay.
Nope.
So the red bar is how many shots they have in their gun before they need to reload.
Is it an action to reload for the dwarves or a bonus action, Brent?
Um,
Or an attack? Sorry, it's
it-
either an attack or.
it's an action to reload for these guys.
Okay.
Yeah, they don't have any special thing going on for them. Yeah, and the 6 is that reliability. So every time they shoot 2 shots and then have to reload, that 6 out of 6 goes down by 1. 5 out of 6, 4 out of 6, 3 out of 6, 2 out of 6. And then of course the green bar is their life. So this combat, guys, is going to take probably 2 or 3 sessions, all right? But it's going to be badass. I hope so, at least. But anyway, so that's what we're doing here with the dwarves. They go on your turn, and just keep track of their stats there. And just know they're carrying rifles, even though we're using the heavy crossbow stats, just to simplify things. And that's what we're moving with. Let me go ahead and post this in general.
You said bonus action to reload, correct?
Action.
Action to reload.
Action.
Yes.
Action, I just put it in chat too.
Thank you. So, I'm gonna put this here and pin it. Let me pin it. So, in general, these dwarves, they can be commanded to help you specifically as a bonus action or a reaction. You can choose either one. They can do a help action. They stay out of the way of PCs, and always let them engage the enemies first. All right, that's what they're doing. They know you're here to provide the majority of the security here. So as you operate with these dwarves, please do so accordingly. They defend and perform medicine checks on one another. So if one of them goes down, you could be probably rest assured that the dwarves, they're going to handle their own. They're going to go do medicine checks for them, bring them up, whatever necessary.
Is it the closest one, or do they all go to that?
I would. It's just the
Use your best
closest one.
judgment.
Yeah, use your best judgment.
Okay.
Just use your best judgment. Yeah. And then if things are going terrible, they retreat to the Ironhelm siblings and wait for a retreat strategy. So if it looks like more than half of these guys are dead, or something bad has happened, they're going to go ahead and gather around their employers. I'm going to be running Mordecai and Gertrude here. So, I just want to get this out of the way before we get into the narrative, because mechanic stuff. But everybody, let's go ahead and roll initiative. And just realize your dwarves are going on your initiative. And I'm going to roll Mordecai.
Oh shit.
Oh,
Did
Brent,
you cast her fate? Well,
Yeah, I gave it to Bati.
It's not.
The
It's not.
vigilant.
It's not disadvantage at 2
I
reliability.
meant the Eyes of Night.
Oh, do you want me to? I can do that before Tina would do
Well, I
it.
mean, if we start seeing her here in combat, then
Wait, is it dark yet, Brett?
You look outside, it looks like, it's nighttime.
Can we say that I casted my Eyes of Night? Because Tina
Sure.
would have.
Sure.
Okay. So,
I think it lasts an hour though.
Yeah, I would. Right when we see combat, I'm like standing next to Ron. Right when we combat.
So you're gonna wait until people start firing.
That's fine.
guns.
If you see danger,
Yeah.
combat, that's when you're gonna do it. Understood.
I think it's.
It's an action, right? I think.
Yeah. How many people though? I think it's 3.
Wisdom
Who
bonus.
wants it? Oh, wisdom bonus. It's 4. Who wants it? Standing around me.
Who doesn't have dark vision?
I don't have dark vision. I wouldn't mind it.
Oh, yeah. I'm next to you, so I would aim for you guys. And Alice, did you want?
I have dark vision.
Okay.
Give it to Louis. He's got the long range shot.
Yeah, I'll
Let him
take
see
it.
further than he is.
110%.
Do you want it, Bati? If not, I'm gonna just give it to Alice. You want it?
Yeah, because I think I've
Okay.
got longer range. I've got longer range than she does.
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't have
so
any
then
range
It
at
would
all.
be Ron, Torn, Louis, and Bati then.
Oh,
Got it.
okay,
Okay.
got it. Ron. Oh, so it's Ron. Okay, 4 people. Got it. Okay.
Yeah, because my wisdom thing is 4.
And Ron.
I actually lied. You don't have disadvantage, guys, when your reliability score hits 2. You just can't fire at long range anymore. You can only fire at normal range.
Yeah, and when it hits 1,
You can't reload.
you can't reload, and yeah, okay.
You
I
have
have
to
those
reload
notes. Yeah.
at that point.
Okay, so and did I adjust yours? I will say this before we get into it. When your eyes adjust with the eyes of night effect, you see a lot clearer. But
Oh no, I lied. It is disadvantage. I'm sorry. It is disadvantage. At
it is
normal range.
disadvantage.
Yeah.
But the haze provides a material light obscurity. So your vision is effectively 120 feet, not 300 feet. So that's the reason why I changed it to it's 120 for everybody who's got that instead of 300 feet.
Hmm.
So it's dark, you can see through the dark, but eventually just the lingering haze obscures everything beyond 120 feet. All right, so I think that is everybody is settled. We're good to go. Everybody rolled initiative here.
I think I need to add myself in there.
Sure.
Or was it? I didn't have my token highlighted.
I can add turn, and what was your initiative?
18.
18?
It's 18.
Got it.
Yeah, my advantage roll was 18 and 19 minus 1.
Hey!
All
Could have been
right.
either 17 or 18.
Good luck to you guys here. We have.
Oh, no.
Good luck. Wait a minute.
Okay. Let's see.
I'm gonna put Ellie on Torn. Or...
And when Kalina comes back, next time we'll give her one of your dwarves so she can do something.
Okay.
1 second here. Man. Alright. Alright, so the green numbers you see on this map represents the HP of the barricaded wall. So just throwing that out there. The palisades the blue numbers are the HP of these palisades that are sticking out.
Do they have an attack for when things run into them?
They have an effect, yes, when things run into them. But as you guys are meandering about looking at this, they look pretty flimsy. It looks like the stuff has been rebuilt countless times.
No.
All right, now that these mechanics are settled here and we're good to go, let's hop back into the actual narrative.
Oh wait.
Hey, Brian,
Did
cannons.
go over the cannon things?
Oh yeah, how do cannons work in this game?
Let me drop you the stats for cannons. Here we go. And I will put this in the general channel.
Are these the cannons on the wall? I'm assuming.
On the wall. These big, gray, long, cylindrical things here are the cannons.
But so this is what you're saying.
No, this is something completely different here. This
Oh,
little
okay.
red circle. But that's the stats for cannons. So essentially, it takes an action to load it, an action to aim and shoot.
So
So
2 actions to fire a cannon.
Are they
much.
preloaded at this point?
yeah.
Okay.
I'd be questioning these doors if they weren't.
And these red containers here represent stacks of what looks to be barrels of gunpowder. That's what they are.
Gotcha.
And the 11 is just the HP of the barrel, and 4 represents how many the 4. I don't know if you guys see this. You probably don't. Hold on a second. Let me see. There we go. And
Oh, we need those to reload the cannons?
no.
Oh, okay.
You see that there's mounds, little stacks of cannonballs next to each one of these cannons. These look to just be kegs of gunpowder. So
Why would they have
Who's
those
gonna
in
fill up the
here?
bag of holding?
Oh, we're gonna. Oh, okay, all right.
So, last question, Brent. Can one dwarf like load a cannon and then the other shoot it?
that is true. Correct. Yes.
Okay.
Why wouldn't they put the gunpowder outside? Why is it in here? I would
Because
ask.
you're trying to defend it.
If you ask one of the dwarves why they're meandering about, one of the dwarves will tell you, like, well, we don't know where they're exactly going to come from. So it's kind of pointless to, like, put it somewhere out there. But when we see a monster coming, and if we can prepare, we'll get somebody to run out there and drop a barrel, and maybe we'll try to, set it on fire or blow it up or something.
How big are these barrels? Like, can we throw them like grenades? We can't, right?
No, these are they're barrels of gunpowder.
It's like a keg.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And what is the radius? I would ask them for when it blows up.
Let me give you the stats for that. So we got all this out of the way.
Sorry, Brent.
No, it's fine. I want all of this to be out of the way early on. You have all the reason. So I dropped the link in our Discord here, and I'll give you the information on how the keg actually works.
Holy crap! I just saw the D6 on the cannon. Easy.
Can we shoot it through the cannon? Would the cannon light it on fire?
No, I won't.
No, it will explode. It will explode.
Hey, I'm just thinking. I didn't know.
Also, the fact that a cannon's probably at most a 5-inch diameter. A barrel is a barrel.
Okay.
Yeah, like hugging a tree, basically. That's how wide these things are.
Well,
All right, I think that's all of the
wouldn't-
stats.
Wouldn't it be better to set it up before, even though we don't know where they're coming from, so that if they do,
Well,
The
stand
dwarf
up
looks
as
at you and goes.
shooters-
The dwarf puts a hand on your shoulder and goes, "Do whatever you need to do." He looks at you like that. Well, let's see how you work.
Can I would look at everybody and say that? Then can we do? We should pre-plant them. So, like, okay, for example, if we plant one here, and they come from, or just close enough, where so let's say they come from over here, right? And then we're fighting them, and then all of a sudden we get flanked, then we can do that while we work everybody back on that side to give us time. Like, I'm not saying like definitely, but we can assume that we saw the where they're. So remember when we first got here, Brent? I had asked you where the most bodies were, and you said they were on the side where the the wall is, right? So maybe we can put one there and then put one on the other side just in case. That's only if you guys want to. We don't have to. But just based on the information we have of looking at the bodies and the walls, like.
How many do we have? 2?
3.
We
We
have
got one in the
3.
north, one in the bottom.
But then we can't reload cannons if we're out of powder.
So, actually, There is each one of these red dots represents that there's 4 barrels sitting there.
Oh,
Yeah, so there's 12 in total. I believe. Yes.
Oh, cool.
Yeah,
So,
I'm okay with
yeah.
putting like 2 out, but we
Yeah,
should keep
no,
some of the
not
others.
all of
And
them,
I
yeah.
don't have any range, and I can move fast, so it's nothing for me to run out and plop one down too.
and then
Until something gets close, I'm just supporting. I can't. I have no range at all.
I remember Brent saying that this was north, right? Towards the wall is the bottom part of the map, not the top. Are we still doing that?
I
or-
wouldn't worry about like the cardinal directions here. It doesn't really matter. Just know that on this map, not representative of where things really are,
Yeah.
towards the south, here on this map, beyond this scar, this trench, is the wall, the inner city wall.
Okay.
So
Where
it's-
the most bodies were, right?
Yeah.
So I would tell you guys that. That's just what Tinu thinks. Is
But let's
maybe
get-
we could put like 1 there.
But some of these questions could be answered actually in game. So now that we worked on
Oh,
some of the
okay.
basic mechanics and stuff, because there's these dwarves meandering about, you could ask them some questions and etc. But let's go ahead and hop back into what we're doing here. So Gertrude, Mordecai, he stays inside the office actually, but Gertrude kind of leads you guys out into the main area, and where you see that there's an abundance of these dwarves. And she has her hands on her hips. She goes, in the day, most of the mining is done at the scar. And you see she points towards the south, where you see that there is this deep, massive groove down here, this whole area running horizontal across the blasted out city. When you look in that direction, you can't see the bottom of the actual trench itself, technically. Actually, I can fix that from your vantage point. And there we go. And let's flip direction. Bam, there we go. But I'll let you guys see it for now. Actually, it'll work better for you guys. But just know that in this trench, you can't see the bottom of it. What it looks like, a wave of heat and haze is just emanating out from the trench. Gertrude would say that that's where we get most of our delirium. That trench right there. From what we know, when the meteor hit, apparently it broke into big parts and it all fell through the city, and one big rock came straight through here. And she points off in the distance, where way off over the roofs of the bombed out buildings, you can see the inner city wall. And there's a halo beyond the inner city walls. But she will point to that inner city wall where you see a section of it. It's still up, but part of it has collapsed just a little bit. She goes, a big piece of that meteor came straight through here and hit the wall. She'll continue on. She goes, at night, it's too risky to go do any of the mining, so we clean up the ore, smelt it down for on-site gear, weapons, armor, special projects, stuff like that. You then hear Mordecai. He comes to the doorway and yells out, "Lights out!" And you hear all the dwarves echo, "Lights out!" You see some of the dwarves leave the barricade and go over to these light posts that's emanating out light. Looks like he has like a long pole with a special attachment at the end that he goes up, and it looks like he is pushing something or twisting something, and you see that the light from these posts dim down and go off completely. Gertrude goes, light attracts them, so we try to go ahead and keep that off. But the noise attracts them too. But we do what we can considering the situation. You see some dwarves come over and they begin to smother the bonfire a bit.
I have questions, but I'll hold them in.
There we go. Darkness envelops the smithy, the scar, and before you know it, your dark vision, you can see, but it gets dark just outside of the radius of your sight, especially with the haze floating around. Let me make sure everybody's sight is... Alice didn't take the sight.
No.
Kolobadi did.
Oh, do we have that on right now, Tino, or are you waiting until we fight?
The people who want it are standing around me. We're waiting until combat starts, and then I'm gonna, right as people come in, I'll trigger it because it's only an hour long.
Yeah, and we've got 12 hours here.
Okay. Kolobadi, when I move your token over here, do you still have a light radius in which you can see?
Yeah, and it extends to there.
Okay, good. I'm do nocturnal. Okay. Can you measure out where it extends to real quick? Just to make sure. Oh, I see it. Oh, it's all the way. Yeah, it's like all the way up here. Got it. Okay. You're good. Fantastic. All right. Fantastic. Okay, cool. All right. And Torin's lighting should be good. Yes. Just making sure. Yep. Okay, good.
Mine's good as well.
Fantastic. And you see that they turn down the lights in the office. And you see them running around doing this. I mean, unless anybody stops them or says anything, they can, continue to proceed on.
Do they, so in the morning, do they just go away then? Or do you have to finish off the ones that are here?
You ask Gertrude, you mean the monsters?
Yes, because you said light attracts them, and
Aye.
they come at night.
Aye. Well, we never know how many we're gonna get. Sometimes it's just a few. Sometimes it's a dozen or so. Sometimes they're big, sometimes they're small. There's a whole variety of these things. I don't know exactly what they are or how they're created, but they all come generally from the inner city wall there. Even though, don't get me wrong, they come from the northern part too. In the daytime, we get some. They come and attack us, but it's far few. And we have better lighting, so we're able to go ahead and see them way before they get close.
Oh, okay. So, hypothetically, I'm so sorry, you guys. If you guys want me to stop asking questions, just
No,
tell me.
ask questions. Do not be sorry for asking questions.
Okay, so hypothetically, these barrels of gunpowder, right? And then we also have the light spell, right? And they're attracted to light. So if I set up a trap with the light spell, it would draw them to the barrel because we're in the dark.
Gertrude goes, well, I don't think they're stupid, but I don't think they're that stupid. Considering all the noise we make over here, that may delay them a little bit, but they're going to go ahead and go to where the action is, where the flesh and blood is.
Okay.
It may slow them down a little bit, but I don't think that they're going to congregate around it like bees around honey.
Yeah, I didn't know how intelligent the beings were. That's what I was asking.
Gertrude kind of looks down her nose at you, goes, "Oh no, I get it. I can tell."
And then last question: the trenches. So do they ever come from the trenches side?
Aye, that's the side that leads towards the inner city wall. So yes, they come
Are
through the
they?
trenches.
Can you not set the gunpowder to knock them back into the trenches? Are they deep enough that they would not be able to climb back out?
We've seen them climb. I mean, there's been times where we've been able to blast them away back into the trenches, but if that didn't kill them straight out, they get back up and continue along their way.
Mechanically, they would still take fall damage though, right?
She goes, mechanically, yes, they will still take fall damage.
Okay. I'm just saying, like, hey, every point of damage matters.
You look in the office and she has a line of D&D books just lined up on the wall. So you see they have a map on the table. No.
I've got one question. Why are you leaving your horse outside to be eaten?
She goes, we've tried to pile them inside here before, but there's many of them. They get in the way. It's harder for us to go ahead and maneuver around. It's just proved too difficult to keep them contained up in here.
Wait, so we're just gonna let them eat the horsey?
Well, the idea is not let them get close enough to do such a thing. But
Okay.
don't get me wrong. If a threat seems pressing enough, we will try to go ahead and drag them in. Cut their reins and lead them inside.
Okay.
You got it. Kill them before they get that close.
But if the horses perish, that's an expense that Reginald has already worked out. But not to say that to not care about them at all. She says, looking at you.
I'll kill him dead. Try to save your nag. There.
After all the lights dim, one of these dwarves comes up to you, Loey, and I'm gonna get to everybody here in a second as you guys are kind of looking around the interior of the camp. You see a lot of the dwarves, for the most part, they, well, I'll get to that, but they're all moving around, working, kind of settling in. But let me see. Do I got a dwarven name generator up?
Oh, I have one more question after you're done. I'm sorry, guys.
Yes,
All right,
there is.
there we go. One dwarf comes up to you, Loey, and he goes, "You're carrying quite a few pieces of work there." You see that he taps the talon shredder that's attached to your back.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I got Whisper out right now.
He goes, "How long you been shooting?"
Crossbow or firearms?
Oh, firearms. None of that old school shit.
Mm. That I picked up 2 years ago, I think. With all the practice I had with my old heavy from the Rangers, pretty easy to pick up the firearm. The cleaning, though, that's the hard part.
Always. I tell you, the haze, the dust and stuff, it just seems to get into everywhere.
You must have your oil sealed up tight.
Alright, you come look at this. You see he leads you over to the forge area. And mounted on this wall, you see are a few firearms. Most of them look to be the rifles in which you guys are, the dwarves are holding. You see that there is... Let's see here. Roll. You see that there's looks to be one scatter gun, a shotgun that's mounted up there. And you see that there's also oh, I already rolled. There looks to be 4 of these rifles mounted. He bypasses them. He goes, "Those are pieces of shit that we kind of restored." He looks at your friends and he looks at you, Loey, and he goes, "They don't know how to shoot any guns, do they?"
I keep offering, but they weren't taking me up on it.
Good to know. We'll keep them on the walls. You see,
I will say though, I have said some interest, but this isn't the time for that.
he opens what looks to be like a large cabinet that's mounted on the walls, and in there you see that there's a variety of narrow, long, cylindrical glass bottles with some really thick liquid inside. It's almost transparent. It has like maybe a slightly brownish tint to it. You see that he digs in the back and he pulls out 3 of these long glass bottles. Oils. These are wallopers. You see he takes one out and he pops the cork on it. And when he does, it goes, you hear almost like a wine bottle popping. There's a pop! The cork goes flying, somewhere in a direction.
Mm-hmm.
He goes, "Go ahead and put this on some of your bullets there. Whew, we're talking about an impact. Look." You see he takes the bottle and he gestures it around, and almost a constant stream of wind is like coming out of this bottle of liquid. Like it's blowing dust and stuff everywhere. He reaches in a small basket of stoppers and he puts it back on. And he goes, "You're mercenaries, right?"
Aye.
"Well, mercenaries carry some coin. You interested in procuring a few?"
How much it cost me?
Oh, he tells you it's double the price. It's 100 gold pieces.
100 gold for a bottle.
What?
Yeah.
What is it? Is it a flame bullet?
It's a bottle of oil applied to a gun, specifically the barrel.
And it's essentially this oil here, which I put in the general channel in Discord.
If only I had spent every last coin on this thing. And he points to his whisper.
Tina would give it to you, Louis.
Goes, this is unfortunate, friend. I mean, some of your other folk there maybe got a few coins. Oh, actually, let me show you this. You see he reaches down further in the cabinet. And, let's see. He pulls out what looks to be a small cylindrical spyglass. It looks like it attaches on the barrel of a long arm.
Oh, you've got a scope, you're kidding me.
Of course, friend. We ain't playing out here.
You know how hard it is to find one of those things? That unattached costs a lot of fucking money.
He goes, "Well, it's kind of a common one, but 40 gold.
40? Hold on.
Who you asking, Louis?
Yeah, he comes back to, you know exactly who. He comes back to Addie. Hey, Addie, you should come take a look at this. Tina, you got interested in firearms, right?
Yeah, I wanted to learn.
You see this dwarf, he goes, hold on. He pulls you back low. He goes,
Okay.
let's keep a low deal here. I mean, I can tell
I'll
when
walk up.
Gertrude doesn't like someone. Let's not
I'll
bring
walk
her
up.
attention.
I still go to because I already got my attention, so I'm nosy.
He smacks his. Friends, just a couple kinfolk talking.
Kitty, why don't you go ask Gertrude more questions? I know you had them.
Okay.
Yeah. Ask her
I'll
about this.
go ask.
Ask her if these things can climb the walls, if they can climb that scar.
Oh, that was my question. If they could climb over this wall and come from up here, can they? Because they can
Yeah,
climb the trenches.
Alice is like, Tinu, go, and then she'll in
Okay, I go
Dwarven,
ask her.
in Dwarven
Ah,
to this guy, she'll be like, Kinfolk, right?
he looks up and down and he goes, not exactly, even though impressive.
Parse,
just-
Lori
just-
says, thumbing at Addie.
I'll just drop my gold pouch into your hands, Louis, and walk away.
Oh, there we go. Well, how about this? You see, he goes over to one of the mounted guns. You see attached to it is a bayonet.
Oh, he's got a fucking.
Looks like he has about a dozen of them. Yeah, I'll let these go about 8 gold, you know? I made all these, by the way.
Oh, you are the gunsmith around here. I thought it was Mordecai.
You see Rose's eyes, he goes, look, don't get me wrong, Mordecai knows his stuff, but nowadays he's in pushing paper and alchemy and all that bullshit.
Interesting. Alright. Here. It'll take me an hour to put it back on, but I'll pay for the rail. And he points at the scope.
Aye. You see that he takes one out of the cabinet, hands it over to you, and if you give him the gold, that's yours. Mark it in items purchased.
How much gold am I taking
It's
away from my
40
purse, Louis?
gold pieces.
He doesn't want anything else now. He already owes you a lot of money. He doesn't want to owe you anymore.
Uh-huh.
Okay, hold on, Earth this end.
Alright. I got it. I took it off my...
Let me go to Torin. As you walk, you see Lois talking with this one dwarf. Tinu's asking questions here and there. You know, you guys are kind of settling in here for the night. And by the way, it is a cold night here for spring. Let's see, what is the temperatures on which I rolled? It is cold. Actually, it's dropped down to about 10 degrees out. It is cold out here. You see your breath. The fire, if you stay near it, gives some warmth, and you see some dwarves occasionally passing by and standing around it for a minute. And all these dwarves, since you've been here, they're all talking in Dwarven. Occasionally you hear a common word here and there, but yeah. What are you doing, Torn?
Imagine keeping an eye out on things. Can't really understand these dwarves' language as much, but I'll definitely be keeping an eye out, see if I perceive any kind of strange shadows, whether humanoid or not so humanoid.
Sure. You come up to the walls, and you see that there's strategically placed like sandbags in which you can step up and see over the walls as necessary, and you look out into the darkness. You know, your newly enhanced vision kind of adjusting, and you just see occasionally tendrils of haze.
Is there any dwarves near me?
If you want to, sure. Yeah, there's one right here. You see that,
I would-
yeah. Mhm.
As I look out, I would ask him how often we're here clearly in case something happens, but I would ask him if how often that is, and if it's been any more common recently or not. Like what to maybe expect.
Well, this guy, you see he's kind of a thin dwarf, graying beard, but he still looks hardy. Well, they usually come in waves or so, you know. Sometimes you get lucky and there's one wave and you get a few hours of rest, and sometimes you get unlucky and it's back to back and back to back, and you know, we got to deal with it. So how often? I mean, I don't know, at least once or twice a night.
All right. That's good to keep in mind.
You gonna run out there with that sword? He says, looking at Twilight as it's kind of glowing in the dark.
That's what I've been known to do. It's proven effective so far. But I got a couple other tricks if I need to keep my distance.
I had a buddy, Logum. He was really good with the blade. Not good enough though. Ran out, tackled one of those big monsters deep into the trenches, and all we heard was screams. Came in the morning and looked down, and just a rib cage.
Sorry about that.
Nah. Look, when I get back home and I open my case of coin, it's all worth it. I mean, I could be on the road somewhere working for a third of the price, but this is the spot to retire quickly, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I think I got an idea. I think I can understand that.
You do anything else?
Here's hoping that we don't become a pair of rib cages then.
Here's hoping that you don't become a rib cage. You see, he has a metal flask that he pops the cork, and he looks to go ahead and cheers with you. Cause I ain't renting out there.
Yeah, don't know if he's offered to share, but if he doesn't, then I'll just bring out my own. It's not exact.
Oh, if you look like you want some, oh, he gestures.
Oh yeah,
Go ahead,
no,
take a swig. Takes the edge off.
Yeah. Cheers.
Do you swig it?
Yeah.
Ooh, this is like some moonshine. It is strong. Immediately you feel your nostrils flare, your throat open up. You get a sense that any more than a single swig of this will have you swimming.
Whew. I have not had something that strong in long time.
Oh, you need to come over to the Ironhelm Mountains. Tons of spirits and breweries out there, I tell you. Keep you right.
Yeah, I'll take a note of that.
Anything else you like to do?
I'll go back to keeping an eye out for any incursions, but I'll keep that. But I'll do it now with that fire in my belly.
You warmed up a bit, though. It feels a little warmer to you.
Oh yeah.
Kolabadi, you're near the fire here. Your mind is silent for once.
Yep. You said there were. Are there any like raised platforms by the walls?
Yeah, it looks like there is. Okay, well, not at the top of the wall, but there is sandbags up against the wall that allows one to peer over.
Well, Colbado will probably like be by the fire, then occasionally wander to the perch just to look over the walls before returning to the fire.
You peer over. As you stand there, it looks like standing up in this area, you got about half cover if you wanted to. Kneeling down, maybe 3/4 or so. But not standing directly 5 feet against the wall, you really can't see over it. You're going to have to be kind of up against it. You note that. But as you look out and peer into the darkness, your eyes do fall upon this structure off way in the distance that just kind of looms over the city. It's there, the inscrutable tower. About 2/3 of the way up, it's shattered. But then the remaining portion above the shattering just is suspended there.
And I guess one of the things since I'm able to see the tower from this distance, I'm like looking, I guess, at the angle where the shattering of this, is that in line with the trench?
Interesting question. Hold on. Let me. I think I can actually give you an answer to this.
Yeah, because I think I looked at the previous map of the city, and it almost looking it lined up.
And 10. Yeah. You get a sense that the meteor probably fell on the city, from the northwest, and maybe broke up in the air as it collided maybe into the tower and several things. And actually, you would discover that most likely what happened is the a fragment hit the wall first, and then carved this trench near the
Okay.
scar.
Okay, so it's essentially it was a piece that got blasted off on impact that caused the
Yes.
scar. Okay.
Correct. Is there anything else you would like to do?
I guess I'm like so like okay, so there's the tower, there's the impact crater probably from the wall, the trench. Does it look like where is there like a dwarf near me?
Yeah.
Is anyone followed the trench to where the fragment went down?
This dwarf, he has a short beard, long hair, and a thick braid. Not since I've been here. I mean, most of us, we stay away from the wall. And, we went to the area where, like, the trench itself ends, and nothing's there but delirium. Some larger monsters have manifested from there.
So there's the crater itself, or whatever is down there, and then there's this trench that leads off of that crater. So you say at the end of this trench, there's more delirium, but there's also monsters in that area.
Aye, it seems like the more potent the delirium deposits, the more random bad shit is going on. Actually, let me take you guys really quickly to the Drakkenheim map, and let me show you what I'm talking about here. And so the inscrutable tower, which is over here on our map, number 10. You could almost see it from any direction in the city. It's so tall. You get a sense that I'm going to draw a little yellow line here. Probably from there. Almost like cutting like that is maybe the angle in which this meteoric rock fell.
Maybe on a different. Okay, there it is.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, like so that's kind of where the scar is here. This yellow line.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I saw this like little trench here. So.
Yeah. So that looks like where the largest fragments fell. And the inner city wall is about right here. And if you look in that direction, you can see this halo. And obviously, like all the buildings leaning away, there's this pulsing of energy in this area.
So I'm guessing like this right here is the scar along.
Number 19, yes.
Yeah, I just looking at the thing on the map here, which is like a line through the area.
Gotcha. I see what you're talking about. Yeah. But just to measure, like you guys are about 1,000 feet away from where the inner city wall has been kind of lifted up, and now it's like almost the edge of the crater. But just wanted to show you guys that. Let's go back to our map.
Okay.
Is there anything else, Kolabati? What you doing?
Well, she's just curious about that part and like looking at the crater and looking at the the scar itself. And
Okay. Ron. Actually, before I get to Ron, I got something special for you, Ron. Tinu.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there anything you're doing while you're hanging out here?
Oh yeah. Did she answer the question about the roof? Like it's 15 feet up, you said. Can they crawl up that? They can, right?
Gertrude goes, the bigger ones, they seem the most adept at climbing over stuff. There's been a few times where they have almost got over the walls. As far as the smaller ones, the husks, they can climb, but they ain't too good at it. I've never seen them scale that wall there, says pointing over here to the forge wall.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I would go tell Alice and Louis that. And then I have a question. So, I got.
You have a lot of questions, girl.
Yes, I know. But this is for the DM. So on August 4th, 2024, Blackjack Mel gave Tinu and Alice the sealed alcohol. Sealed skins of alcohol. And you told me at the time that there were 64 ounces of clean, untainted alcohol, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, and then remember I bought those alcohol bottles on the table in the bar? So can I split up 2 of the 64 ounce into 2 of those? And then I'm going to take out the Von Kessel flag that I got at the beginning. And I'm going to stick it inside to make like Molotovs.
Okay.
Do you want me to roll something to see if Tinu would even know how to do that? Or
you have enough time to maybe figure it out and play around with it. You're able to get 2 Molotov cocktails out of this.
Okay, I give one to Torin and I give one to Alice.
Okay.
Because you guys are like melee. And then if you're out there and you need to get away, you can use this. And I'm sure everybody knows what a Molotov is, right? In game?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think we would.
You guys can just treat it as an alchemist fire.
yeah, makeshift firebombs have been around for thousands of years.
Yeah, just as far as rules is concerned, just can treat it as an alchemist fire.
Okay, I'll just
add it to my inventory.
Yeah, that's
I'll just add it as an alchemist fire to my inventory. But yeah.
Yeah, cool.
I will thank Tinu for granting me violence, I suppose.
Anything else, Tinu?
Well, no, it's just in case you need to get out. And then did we ever decide if we're gonna put barrels out? If we're doing that, I would help with that. And then I want to end up on the roof. Tinu would try to climb the roof to get up there because I have a longbow.
Which roof are you trying to climb?
Isn't this a roof thing? Like 15 feet up? Yeah, Tinu would fumble until she could get up there.
If Lois sees you doing that, Tinu, he'd come over and say, Tinu, lass, I don't know if that's a good idea.
Oh, why? I can see though.
No.
I need to be able to shoot them.
Think about it. None of the dwarves here are posted on that roof. There's got to be a reason. And they have guns. So it's not as if they don't have weapons that can be fired at range.
Oh, that makes sense. But what if something comes from up there? Don't we need somebody up there to stop them?
Assumingly. Gertrude's already thought of that. But ask her about it.
Okay, I guess I'll go ask Gertrude about the roof. Should I not go up there?
She goes, well, we try not to get the monsters' attention so they all move towards the horses and wagons. So.
Oh, that makes sense. So, but let's say, if they're down here and they're already attacking, quote unquote, attacking the horses and stuff, and if I attack from up there, it'll draw their attention up there, is what you're saying? Will they move that way?
if you attack them, they seem to move towards where the energy and action is coming from. So, yeah, I mean,
Oh, maybe have you tried planting somebody else on another roof away from this area, like over here? What if somebody was drawing them over there, and then we could kill them while they're getting drawn over there?
maybe that someone is you.
Well, I can't because I have healing. I have to stay here. Otherwise, I would. I have to like my twilight. Mechanically, I have Twilight Sanctuary, and I need to be within 15 feet of you to heal you.
Gertrude goes, we've had some folks post up on roofs, but that could be dangerous in itself. If they get surrounded and stuck up there, or enough creatures come and maybe collapse the whole damn thing. There's been several roofs around here that were in place until something or another knocked it down. But I'm not going to stop any of you or your friends from wanting to do that. I mean, go for it.
So, last question, and I'm sorry, you guys, and then I'll be done. So
good.
I have
All good.
this magic called like spiritual guardians. Mechanically, oh, it's around me though. Never mind, that won't work. Oh, but I do have this other spell called Moonbeam. If I cast that out there and it's attacking people, will that draw them to it?
I
the
don't know
beam-
about your sorcery. What I can tell you
But-
is that if generally where the action is, explosions, shots fired, flesh and blood fighting, that's where these things seem to go. But as far as
Okay.
what your sorcery does, or how
But
it,
if it makes the loudest noise, that's where they go, right? Is what you're saying.
generally, yeah, but I can tell you this much. There's going to be a lot of loud noises coming from here if we see any of them come
yeah,
through the
for
night.
reason. Yeah, that's true. Okay. Thank you, Gertrude. I didn't really like you much, but I like you a lot now. I appreciate you answering my questions. And Tina gives her a quick little hug before she can say no, and then I'll run away.
There's just a look on her face like you slapped her, like, or even touching her. But she just watches
Okay.
you run off.
She just finds a friendship bracelet just on her arm now for some reason. Like, what the fuck is that?
Maybe later I'll do that.
Alice, is there anything you would like to do?
While we've been sitting here and prepping, is there any certain dwarf? Should we be looking to see if there's any certain dwarves that are messing with the cannons, like checking them or anything like that?
you see that the dwarves at some point during this time period, have checked the cannons, loaded them, arranged some cannonballs. Yeah, it looks like they're doing regular maintenance.
Yeah, so she would go up to those dwarves and pretty much say, hey, I'm not any good at range, so do you want to show me how to do this so I can help with this until things get too close?
This dwarf with sandy hair and a braided beard, and goes, all right. And you see that, he goes through the motions, explaining to you that first needs to be loaded. It's already loaded for this shot, so we're good to go. Then it needs to be aimed, and on the aim, he shows you to go ahead and where the pin is to go ahead and slam and hit it to ignite the gunfire and shoot the cannon. But yeah, he shows you the basic ropes of how to do it. And just as a reminder, it takes an action to load it and an action to aim and fire.
An action to aim and fire. Okay, so
Yeah, so 2 actions. The aiming and the shooting is considered part of one action.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah, and she'll be asked to be shown around to make sure with all the cannons she knows where all like the loading stuff is, because her plan, and like let them tell her like any. And she's talking to them in Dwarven too. She's not speaking Common at all.
He seems to respect that. He seems to be quite attentive. He speaks to you back in Dwarven.
Yeah, and she just asks for any tips or like if there's any call outs they'll make that she might need to look out for to know when to jump on them, or ask if there's any other things around here, because she's pretty quick at running around.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Surveying of our battlefield here. He will let you know that in this area here next to the office, he opens a crate, and inside you see that there are sticks of dynamite. And
Oh my god.
Yes.
you see that there is currently 8 sticks in there. He goes, "We're trying to make more, but this is what we got for now." And I will give you the link to...
You just light it and chuck it, and it just... What does it do? I've never seen this before.
Well, I ain't gonna waste it by demonstrating it to you, but yeah, go ahead and give it a light. You got a tinderbox?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Light it. Don't hold onto it for too long, and then throw it. Easily. Maybe you can get about 60 feet or so if you have a good arm. And when it lands, kaboom. He goes.
Ooh.
Also, he opens another box, and you see a wrapped up coil of cord. He goes, det cord. Attach it to the det cord. Detonation cord.
Okay. She's just she's listening, but she has no idea what he's talking about.
If we want, we can go ahead and bundle these up. Wrap them up together. You see, each one of these dynamite sticks has a wick at the end of it. We take all the wicks, twist them, connect them to the det cord, put the dynamite out somewhere, and then we go ahead and ignite and wait and see what happens. Same thing for the gunpowder barrels over here.
Oh, yeah, because Tinu wants to set a few up. Have you ever preset them? Or you wait until things are happening?
We used to do that, but we found out we just wasted too much because we never know when they're coming, where they're coming from, and what they're doing. So, if we hear them coming in the distance and we think we got a bit of time, well, we'll go ahead and set them up. But if not, then we chuck them.
What if we put some cord on it and just have them ready, so all we gotta do is run it and the cord's already attached? Would that save time?
If you want to do that, you see he points to the box. Go for it. That would save some time.
Anything else?
You see he looks around. Well, we got the kegs there, dynamite here, the cannons. Each of us have rifles. It doesn't usually happen, but sometimes we can run out of ammunition. If you hear everybody shouting, and I don't know, we'll say "Kuta" is the word for out, and Dwarven. And he goes, "You hear that? Shout out. That means that we're fucked, or somebody's gonna have to probably go out across the barricade and fight them."
That's a good one for me to know. She kind of pats her 2 short swords on her side.
He nods. But yeah, go for it if you want to twist them up and stuff now. I don't know. I would say I would leave a few sticks for throwing.
Oh, I'm going to save all the sticks for throwing. I'm going to just cord up these barrels.
All right. And there's enough cord in here, you see. I mean, there's a few barrels of this stuff. It looks like there is... Whoa. It looks like there's 7 cords of these that run 100 feet each. You can go ahead and tie them up together, or separately.
I will tie up. I'll do 7 kegs to each 100-foot cord.
Okay. So 7 kegs.
7 kegs to 100-foot deck cord. How fast does this move? The flame.
Oh, you mean up the cord?
Yeah.
This is fuse.
Math. 5 seconds.
Well, like, is it gonna take a round? Like, this is what I'm asking, bro. Like, Alice is trying to know how much time. Yeah.
You looking up real life detonation cord, Brent?
Well, I mean, I figured there was a mechanic for it. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. Yeah, I'm looking at like the mechanics that they have here, at least for dynamite stick. Excuse me.
Yeah, because 100 feet of fuse is a significant timer.
That is a significant timer, but we're also in a fantasy game, and I ain't trying to be exact. Let's see here.
Sorry, I figured it's good to know since we're doing this.
Alice, maybe you only have to do 50 feet because the kegs only do 10 feet. So 50 feet out will be far enough, and it will cut down the cost time of it to explode. It's up to you.
Yeah,
though.
but if I have the cords coming to the, I don't want to be by the wall if I have to let it. I want.
Oh yeah,
options.
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah,
Okay.
so it's like I'm not. They're not going to be 100 feet from the wall. But I just want enough cords. So like, what if I have to light one that's on the right side, but I'm helping something with the left side? I could still like
that makes sense.
be like boop. Yeah.
Actually, at least from what I see here on Google, I'm looking at probably modern day stuff, but they're saying that, damn, this stuff burns 4 miles per second? No fucking way. That's crazy. Det cord.
Oh, det cord is something completely different from fuse.
Oh yeah, no. Those are not equivalent.
They're like, holy shit.
Yeah, det cord is a breaching tool. Yeah, det cord is a breaching tool.
Here we go.
No.
Okay, here we go. Okay.
Yeah, those are not the same. Those are not the same.
It was that cord from the beginning. I'm trying to set this up. If you want barrel set up, I'm gonna get you barrel set up.
I'm gonna say every
gives Alice basic mining equipment. She somehow returns with full tactical infiltration
Oh
explosives.
my god, you already were.
Alice is a problem. If I can't have the castle, no one can.
You're a resistance. All right.
I'm gonna say that. Look, we're gonna go unless somebody has a better measurement. I'm gonna go with every 100 feet is 2 minutes.
That sounds accurate to reality.
Okay.
I don't.
So if you want it like 6 seconds, then you're talking about like you're talking like.
Well, it averages out to about a foot a second.
Yeah, roughly.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. Okay.
So for ease, like 5 feet would probably give you a round before it would explode.
Or you could do it like where you link them, and if we're getting overwhelmed, you can light it, and then they'll all blow up at the same time.
I'll let you think about it. I'm gonna use the bathroom really quick. I'll be right back.
You layer like 70 explosions.
Yeah, it's gonna be the kegs are gonna be better to use for setup for to wait.
Yeah.
Until things are coming.
Yeah, and I sent a message to you and Louie about what I was doing.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I have do not disturb on.
It's pretty exciting. The unseen servant.
Yeah, that's perfect. Okay, so.
Like, do you want it to explode the moment you light it? Like you hurl it at a guy and it'll like blow up at the end of like it rolls out, or do you want to wait around?
It's mostly I'm trying to use them for if we like preemptive. They're not going to be like during actual like combat. It's like, oh crap, we see a wave coming. We should light this and you know what I mean? Like, because I want to save all the dynamite to chuck at things. I want the dynamite for like the oh crap, something's like about to breach the wall. Let me throw the dynamite at it.
Does Sacred Flame count as fire? Maybe I could just Sacred Flame them.
Radiant damage.
Usually, it depends, but I would say usually it does not.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like I think it's like that might be a bread question because I've heard it multiple ways. That's fire and not fire. So
Good
Yeah,
question.
it depends on how you define "quote unquote" radiant damage.
yeah.
I'd give it around a set, personally.
Okay,
Give
so
it
what?
give it like 10 feet per barrel.
10 feet? Okay. So 7 of them are going to have 10 feet cords on them. We'll still do... well,
7 kegs have 10 feet cord. Got it.
yeah. I'll stick with 7 because I like it. 7, 10 feet.
Basically, you hurl it out when you see people coming at you. They run over it, and then it'll explode once they're on top of it.
Well, Alice isn't going to be able to throw a keg.
Yeah, that.
I'm going to throw the dynamite.
Keg, yeah,
the kegs are...
A keg be heavy.
Kegs are going to be
3 pounds.
placed. Yeah. Alice
Oh, Alice, what if you set up the keg and then you throw the dynamite at the keg?
That's an option, but I don't want that to be what I set up for.
Yeah, that's true.
Just giving it an extra round will mean if you put it down and you can't leave, you can do something about the fuse. If you get stuck next to a barrel that's about to explode.
Yeah, because I think it's going to be more Alice picks this thing up, runs it, drops it, lights it, and runs back is more what Alice is going to be doing.
Or if you have any preposition, you want Ron to just fire off, just let him know I have produced flame. I can just throw flames at it, blow it up.
110%.
Up to 60 feet. So if you're worried about the timing and say, hey, do this at this exact time, I mean,
yeah.
just tell Ron which one you want.
So she would hand Tinu 2 of them. So you have 2 with 10-foot cords, Tinu, to put where you want. And then the other 5, Alice is going to kind of keep, like, in the area that they have this stored, because obviously that's the safest place for it. Knowing that if she needs, she can always grab it, run it, is my plan. So 2 to Tinu to place. And then 5 to grab and go. Is what I'm doing, Brett.
All right. Alice, Tinu, you guys collaborate and talk about this. Tinu, are you going out of the walls to do that now?
Yeah, I guess.
All right, just move yourself to where you want to be.
Do I have time to?
You look around. Who knows?
Okay, so I will ask, if I ask one of my doors, will they set the other one while I set this one so we can get it done at the same time?
They laugh.
I'll help you set one.
Please.
I'll help you set one.
Okay. I want to scan Brent. So when we were coming in, you know how we came on this side? Where are the most bodies on this side?
It is, I don't want to say it's an even distribution of bodies out here, but they're just everywhere. It's hard to really size up, like, all you know is that towards the south on this map is where a lot of the bodies are at. But there's still bodies everywhere,
Okay, so I would say maybe here, so it could at least block off.
One of the dwarves go, whoa! Are you going?
Oh yeah.
Are you going out there?
No, not yet. I'm just saying on that side, not in front of the cannon because it can block the cannon, obviously when it shoots, but like in this area. And then the other one, I would probably want to put. Is there like where there's a lot of bodies on this side, Brent, somewhere? Or is it the same thing? There's just bodies everywhere.
Yeah, there's more bodies on the south side, 100%.
Okay, so I want to put one here so we can like. I would probably do it to the side of the cannon, so probably right here, so we can knock them back down for fall damage.
Okay, so so there's a 10 length cord on this barrel. And I will mark that because obviously we're doing. I know we want to get to combat, but trust me, you guys really want to think about this and set stuff up.
Yeah.
So take your time.
Can you? Well, would I know if Ron could shoot that from over here? If he can't, then I would move it closer.
You ask Ron.
Would I know? I would assume that I've seen Ron use it. I would know. Because we've had multiple combats.
Oh, you mean produce flame? Is what we're talking about?
He's there. You could just ask him.
You just test him. Just Talk to
Ron,
He's
Ricky,
too scary for her.
He's too what?
You're good. You're fine, Koo. Ask a question.
Oh,
He's-
how
just
far
do it.
can you shoot your produce flame?
60 feet.
60 feet? Okay. So if you were here... yeah, Brett, just move it one up here so he can reach it.
One up, got it. All right, so the
Okay,
red
and
halo
then-
around this, that's how far the cord extends out. I'm just gonna say mechanically wise, from any direction. If somebody was to run up, they can, light the cord. But that's how far that cord goes out.
Oh, so Ron would just need to hit the edge of it then, right? The 50?
He can try to hit the cord on the ground. I would say a better move would probably just to try to hit the barrel.
Hit the... Okay, so yeah, 60. And then this one, I don't want it in front of the cannon because they're going to be shooting at it. It's going to blow up. What is this? Is this a building?
Yeah, out in the darkness, you see a small ruined building.
Do I see any bodies like here?
Yeah.
If I have to use an action, if you're thinking Alice is gonna run out and light these things, I can do 60 feet
Yeah.
and an action.
I
Maybe
might
80 if Louis
Let me check something.
long
But you
sharders
guys would,
me.
Yeah.
you guys would have to run from the door, right? You would have to run
I-
here and then
I
here
also
and
have
then
an-
out.
I'm also have an option I might be willing to use if it comes down to it. That should be able to help.
Something to
Yeah.
note is that it looks like the most accessible exits from this place is a door that's right over here that leads out from the fortified walls. And, of course, the door that leads out of the office space over here. Every other place is fortified, which means you have to climb over the wall. And maybe climb back over the wall with the palisades to get back in.
So
That's
literally
okay.
going out the main
So-
door would be 60 feet for you.
Yeah,
Well,
so
from
I'm
the
gonna
middle,
move
but that's
this.
also.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm gonna be running all around. Alice is running support. Just so the whole party knows. Like, I don't have any range.
It-
So if somebody needs something, Alice is gonna run and do it.
It might be
I'm
easier
gonna
for
get
Ron
help.
to just blow up the barrels, to be honest.
No, I mean it's good to have all the options.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
letting, yeah, we have all the options. It doesn't have to be just one person. It's good for everybody to know what they're doing, what availability they have.
I want to move this one on this side because there's a door, so we don't have to fight the fort to get to it.
Okay.
We could put out a third barrel if you want. That might be fine.
No, the problem with this side is you have to literally run like this.
Yeah. Very
Where
true.
these, you could just go this way. And then this one, we could just shoot it. And there's a flame right here too. So
I'm okay.
Um,
Yeah, we can have one on either side, and we'll figure it out as we go because we have no idea what's gonna happen either.
Yeah, you could
Best
just
thing we can-
literally
yeah.
have a torch next to this, pick it up, light it in the fire, and then walk off. Or Braun just make it explode.
There's
Either way.
a wall
Yeah.
here. Do any of these buildings look where if this detonates they would collapse? Do they look that like down?
Oh, yeah. It looks like it wouldn't take much to destroy these remaining walls.
So I'm actually gonna move this one here closer to this building.
Okay.
Like, yeah, so if we detonate that, it can collapse on them too.
That's fine. Yeah, do your 2 however you want because I'm keeping 5 to do with what I
Yeah,
want.
yeah. So I'll do that one there, and then I'll do this one for knockdown. Okay.
Okay.
That's it.
Both of you are able to move these barrels out without nothing happening. I mean, you go out into the darkness and your guys are paranoid looking around, but you're able to set the cord, and come back.
And other than that, Alice is just getting a lay of the land, seeing if anybody else has anything they want to tell her, but what she can do to help, and that's it for me.
Thank you, Alice.
All right.
Mhm.
So then, I got you, Ron. You're my trigger point. You're my trigger point. Loey,
Yeah.
is there anything else you would like to do here?
I mean, I put the iron sights on Talon, which doesn't help a lot.
Okay.
Beyond that, there's not a good enough advance. Oh, I had a question. The palisades. If we're directly behind it, do we get cover?
If you're literally outside of the wall, behind the palisade itself, yeah, you get half cover.
Or I should say, behind the wall.
If you're behind the wall, just standing on the sandbags that is right up against the wall gives you half cover. If you want to go into a quote-unquote prone position, you get 3/4 cover.
Interesting.
I'm going, just mechanic-wise, I'm going to say that you can kneel behind the wall and peek out, but I'm going to consider that prone.
And that would mean disadvantage on ranged attacks, right? You think?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
But if you want to stand up and shoot, you still get half cover, and, everything goes normal.
Okay.
But I mean, if you're not moving, it's nothing to do your movement. It's popping up, stand it up, take the shot, and go prone.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to figure out what side I want to. I might go on the west side since we don't have any cover. But I'll probably stay in the middle and stuff. No, I'm good. I don't have anything else to do.
All right. So, we're probably not even going to finish one round of this, but we're going to kick things off in these last 30 minutes here. Yeah?
You might want to reset the turn order. I forgot to roll my initiative. Everybody else did.
Oh.
What do you mean? You're
I
20.
see. Yeah, you're 20. Yeah, but
I forgot. I was at the bottom.
There we go. All right. Ron.
Mm-hmm.
You see Tinu going about with Alice. They're moving these kegs out. The dwarves are watching them. Louis talking with some of these dwarves. So is Torin. So is Kolabadi peeking over the walls, looking towards the inscrutable tower. During all of this, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Well, I'm doing a combination of two things. First, being of reptilian nature, I am trying to stay more warm by the fire because it's 10 degrees outside.
Take inspiration.
Hey, thank you. Can I use it next session if I don't use it?
Yes, any inspiration I gave you guys this session, keep it for next session. Keep it for next session.
So, there's that, and then once I've got enough warmth, I see Bati kind of staring down. I'm gonna go look and see if I can identify where like the crater is, essentially, and just see if I can get any inclinations from it.
I'm glad you asked.
I've been listening. I haven't talked, but I've been listening.
All right. Here we go. That's what I want. Ron, as you're peering over the walls and looking in the direction of the crater itself, you see the black silhouette of the inner city wall, and just above it is this corona of octarine light illuminating towards you and the rest of the city. We haven't talked about this much, Ron, but it's still ongoing. What I'm talking about is every night you have strange dreams of these ruins. You've been forced to endure them for so long that you've grown accustomed to them. Still, it always takes a bit of mental energy to keep the relentless nightmares from distracting you. But now, something brings these nightmares to mind. You hear that?
No, hang on, let me turn up the volume on my
Yep.
computer.
I'm hearing it.
Oh no!
Here we go.
I heard a click.
The beep, the pulsing.
Yes.
Yes.
A sound. A pulse that, until now, was only a part of your haunted slumber, echoes out towards you. You hear it. You look around to your friends, and all of them seem to be moving out about, doing their thing without any notice of it. It's slight, but to you, you know this sound. It echoes in your mind. It's been in your mind for years now, as these nightmares have haunted you. This pulsing, ever so slightly, it just kind of washes over you. You know when you hear a bass sound, you can kind of feel it in your chest? That's the experience you're having now. In the distance, over the inner city wall, that corona of light, that halo of sick energy coming from the crater. You focus in on it.
Yep.
The rhythm of this pulse. You note the sound and the feeling that you hear is reflected in this halo of light. And what I mean is, if you sit there and stare long enough, you can see fluctuations in the air ripple across outward from some point in this glowing light of the crater. That anxiety that's been tucked inside of you about these nightmares almost bubbles up. The sound is hypnotic as you stand there and stare in its direction, watching the air around this light at the crater ripple out in tune with this sound. From your dreams, you remember standing in these ruins, Ron. Feeling alone. Your entire tribe gone. Consumed by something. Definitely Haas was consumed by something. As you look in this direction, is there anything you want to do?
Well, I'm definitely not going to sleep at the moment. More or less, if I can see even like the aura pulsating or anything else to that. The easiest way I can explain it, I kind of want to tune to it. I want to see like if I can match.
Okay.
Like if you see where I'm going with that, I don't know how to explain it.
I understand. You almost
Okay.
meditate, almost try to mentally and emotionally maybe become in sync with this. You stand there, maybe you tap your foot to the beat. Maybe your finger. The dwarves around you just look at you like you're crazy as you're just unmovable, staring at this light in the distance. Like they say about the abyss, when you stare into it, sometimes things stare back. Almost in a trance, you just watch these beating, this pelting echo out. And after a moment, there's nothing to be seen that's different. But you feel like something is looking back at you. You hear
Does it sound like Haas's voice? Or is it demonic?
yes, but Haas's voices never sound normal since you've experienced him in these dream realms. It sounds like that.
Oh, Dream Haas voice?
Yes, the unnatural Haas's voice.
I kind of do just a side glance at whoever, I guess Bati would probably be the closest near me, see if he heard anything.
Sure. You look around. Everybody else, unless anybody has like a passive perception higher than like a 20 or something like that, then yeah, everybody's just moving about.
I'll think mentally, because assuming that it's a mental speaking. Ron will think back. Yeah, I'm here, and there you are.
Soon as you think that. Besides Ron, you hear this, Ron, but everybody else, if your passive perception is higher than a 15, you begin to hear something. It sounds like exasperated agony, groans, gasps, wails out in the darkness of the ruins. Anybody else have a higher passive perception than 15?
Torin does
No?
not.
All right.
Just Ron.
Then Ron.
I have a 15, but that's it.
Okay, 15 or higher, so I'm looking for. You, Loey, begin to hear something. This noise. Off in the distance.
Oh,
I know I
shit.
said like a 20, but I'm gonna give it to you. 15. You're good. You're good.
Okay. Loey looks up. Anybody else hear that?
Who what?
You see
If
Ron
anybody
just
wants...
staring.
Yeah, you see Ron is just staring in the distance. Anybody can roll me a perception check if they would like.
And Louis saying that, Torin will.
Yeah, since he
17.
said something.
Roll a sanity.
Guys, I screamed so much. I screamed like twice.
It's so spooky, man. Oh, shit.
If you get higher than a 15, and Ron, you know its direction now. You tune into it. And the sounds, they seem to come from the north here on the map. The northeast on the map.
Okay.
The west on the map.
Oh, shit.
The southwest on the map.
We're surrounded.
This groaning. Alright, I want an action from Loey and Ron. You stand there, looking towards this corona of light, Ron. Is there anything else you do?
I hear the sounds, I hear the direction. Does it still seem like the thing's trying to communicate with me? Or did it kind of go silent?
It went silent after your initial
Okay.
response. Do you say or do anything else?
Yeah, Ron just, once again, thinks if possible a reply, still trying to be in tune. I will save Haas from you.
Sorry, you'll say what?
I'll save Haas from you.
Is no more. There is only me.
I was gonna ask insight, but there's nothing to insight.
Oh no, not from this creature, not from this thing. But let's see. Let's see where. There it is.
Oh my god. Brett loves this horror.
It's a
I'm
horror
down for it.
campaign.
I'm down for it. Keep it up.
I love it.
Here we go.
Oh,
Okay,
boy.
that's where it is. Ron, since you're standing towards the wall, you see it. Jerky motions of humanoid figures deep in the darkness. Their shadows stumble and lurch. The only detail that emerges from the haze are brilliantly glowing eyes. Tendrils of octarine vapor leaks from these eye sockets. Their mouths and ears. These tendrils also seems to curl out of. As they get closer, you see clouds of strange condensation rising from their bodies. It's haze, tugging at the edge of their forms. More and more eyes dot the landscape. Wails of agony now reach all of you. You see the dwarves begin to tune in now and look around, off into the distance. Some begin to point. The one you were talking to, Loey, goes, "Well, I'll be damned. Seems a lot more than usual."
Just our luck.
It's all right. We're here.
Yes, you are. Coming into your radius of light, these shambling figures, which I'm putting them on a map here now. There we go.
Oh, I love this song. The strings. They're
Strings
ridiculous.
are good. as I told you guys before, I am using minion rules. Some of these creatures are minions, some of them aren't. But you won't know that until you engage them. So, let me add this to the order.
I do want to do one more thing.
Yes.
Before. Ron's gonna look over to one of the other doors real quick and go, "That's how it usually starts every time."
He looks at you and goes, "Kinda, but damn, that sounds like a lot."
Brent, did you say I had an action?
Yes. What would you like to do?
I want to cast Longstrider on Atlas. If I can use my action.
Got it. You're next to her? Go for it.
Yeah, I guess while the sound's happening, Louis would reach into his pocket and say a few things in Dwarven Alice. Words you haven't heard him say in a while. And he reaches out to touch you, and he casts Longstrider on you.
Yeah.
Stay safe.
You too.
Alright. And with that, we'll hop directly into initiative next session. As I think this is a good place, a perfect place to go ahead and stop. As you guys all look in all directions, and if you peer close enough, you can see their name tags. But you begin to see the March of the Dead.
I don't see shit.
Well, yeah, if your light radius doesn't have it, you probably
Exactly.
don't see shit.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I'm looking
Oh my god,
Yeah.
you guys scroll out?
Yeah, that's bad.
Mm-hmm.
There's a
These
lot of that,
guys.
Oh, I'm
Oh,
gonna
yeah.
have some fun, Brent. You're gonna hate me, but I'm gonna have some fun.
I have
Oh,
time.
you guys are gonna hate me. All right.
Yeah, this is the teaser. I'm waiting for the big Hulk to come out.
Oh,
At
yeah, no,
least
this is
one.
This is
If
this
not
is
more.
wave one.
Yeah.
It's gonna be what's that guy? Your ex-boyfriend?
You see Orion Jones shows up.
yeah, that guy.
Oh my god, too early.
Hey,
Too early.
Usurper!
I have played a shit ton of Gears of War Horde mode. I know what to expect.
Oh
Exactly.
boy.
I was having the same thought, Carl. I was like, man, I missed this game. And I always had the boomstick too, so I'm happy I have dynamite.
Hey, every time I play Gears of War with my friends, everyone says like, "Boom shot, give it to Carl now," or
Yeah.
or-
Halfway
or-
across the map, man.
or-
All day.
the other one they always says like, there are two things to make sure that I got my hands on: the boom shot and the mortar. Because
Yeah.
I was dead shots with the mortar.
Same.
Yeah,
All right.
Oh.
While I'm in this stream, we're done.
Good
Catch the
night.
battle
Good
next
night.
time. Yes.
See you all next
Next few
week.
times.
Mhm.